Welcome back to another episode of Ministry of Truth. I am your number one host on this show. It is Friday, so obviously there's some technical difficulties because everybody wants to work slow, to include myself. There we go, Yeti. You know. What up, Gail? Zippity, of course. Always a pleasure to see y'all. Well, a lot of weird shit's happening in the world, and not really the world per se, but the United States. And because of, always having some weird shit. Fuck, dude, I forgot what I was going to say. Let me refocus my mind, because the whole fucking setup thing was throwing me off. So, before we get started, obviously, it's a video. Yeti's going to hate it. I don't care. We're going to listen to it anyway, because I need to refocus.
Welcome to the world, baby boy. I'll paint you red and white and blue. The indoctrination starts as soon as you come out the womb. Pretty quick, we'll make you stupid with curriculums at school. And if the classroom doesn't do the trick, we'll make you watch the news. Pick your team, right or left, take the red pill or the blue. You can vote, but even if you win, still everyone will lose. Don't forget to buy designer because Gucci makes you cool. We prioritize material belongings over truth. Get a job that you can't stand so you can buy some cans of food. Go overseas and die for freedom. There's some oil we can use. Our democracy exists so that you think that you can choose. But our algorithms make you do what we want you to do. What's the problem? Your depressed society has you confused. We got medication for you that you'll probably abuse. Go get married to a lady who also don't have a clue, and pump out a few babies that are just the same as you. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the world, baby girl. I'll paint you pink if that's okay. We'll encourage self-destruction through the music that you play. We divided all the men by trying politics and race, and honestly, it's working awesome, so for you, we'll do the same. Never teaching you to love yourself, inject you full of hate, objectify your sexuality, then blame you for the rape, and weaponize the differences that make our men and women great. Then just to screw with you, erase the genders. Everyone's the same. We'll empower you with rights to vote and fight for equal pay, then have the men turn into women and you'll fight for them again. But you thought you had it figured out, but everything has changed. Welcome to the system. Please enjoy your stay. Here's a Bible and a bottle of the cheapest booze we make. Find a man who can take care of you to fill the holes we made. Buy a house and settle down, fulfill your duty, procreate, and make a couple babies who will also do the same. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the world, everybody. I'ma paint you black and white. I'ma make you hate each other so that everyone will fight. I'ma give you our religion, let the righteous find the light. But I will also give you science to oppose the word of Christ. And I'ma give you borders, they're imaginary lines. If you cross them, go to war and win when everybody dies. And I'ma give you money that you'll value more than life, and let the 1% have everything while you fight to survive. And then I'll give you politics, I'll call it left and right. And while you divide yourselves, I will conquer both the sides. Can't you see? I'm the system, my whole purpose is divide. What you choose will never matter because everything is mine.
And by mine, he means the government. Alright, now let's get refocused. So we're going to go a couple videos today because, really didn't want to go too much into anything because it's Friday. And everybody's got to have a good weekend. But we do have some news I want to go over to include the USAID and how they could be related to COVID. A segment on that. We're going to watch the Democrats do attempted insurrection, actually twice, and then we're going to go to the streets. We're going to the streets. But first story you got coming up, it is from New York, a firefighter that did something pretty fucking awesome. I want to shake.
On Wednesday night, when the first bodies were being recovered from the crash in the Potomac, a rookie D.C. firefighter did something out of the ordinary.
He noticed one of the victims was a soldier in uniform and decided on his own to stand guard over the body until he was relieved by a member of the military. He stood there for hours. News 4's Paul Wagner has the story tonight.
What's up, Dom?
Good evening. When the probationary firefighter saw the remains of Staff Sergeant Ryan O'Hara come ashore here at the temporary morgue, He took it upon himself as a former Marine that there needed to be a dignified transfer, and so he stood with the body for as long as 4 hours. I spoke with the staff sergeant's father in Georgia by phone earlier today. He told me he was so appreciative. He's at a loss for words.
One of the first bodies to be carried ashore Wednesday night and handed over to the D.C. firefighters waiting at a temporary morgue was the crew chief on the Black Hawk helicopter, Staff Sergeant Ryan O'Hara, a husband and a father of a little boy. According to multiple sources familiar with the dignified transfer, a probationary firefighter and former Marine saw the soldier's flight suit and took it upon himself to stay with Sergeant O'Hara, never leaving his side for an estimated 4 hours.
One thing that I did want to say and thank is all those first responders, the people that sacrificed themselves to jump into that ice cold water to go through, the plane and the wreckage that retrieved our son. Thank
Which one,
you.
the old man or the young guy?
There are no words to express our thanks for that. You helped bring our boy home.
Gary O'Hara says when he first heard about the crash, he just knew it was his son. But the crushing truth came the next morning when 2 soldiers showed up at his door. The probationary firefighter has been identified as Sean Wathen, who's assigned to Engine 12 and has been on the job for about 7 months.
He'll always be that 8-year-old little boy that I see, running and playing. He was a 28-year-old man, but I'll always think of him that way, and I just can't believe, I'm not going to see my little boy tomorrow or ever. It's really hard.
The O'Haras say their son could fix anything and originally wanted to be a pilot, but he could not get a medical clearance. On Wednesday, the Army will be holding a memorial service for all 3 crew members. The firefighters are invited.
Gary O'Hara told me that he'd like to meet these firefighters, especially the probationary firefighter who stood guard over his son's body, and he hopes to do that at a memorial service Wednesday at Fort Belvoir.
Bro, pro-y too. Just wanted to show that story, because I'm kind of close to heart. Not that I knew the guy, but obviously, gotta let people know there are heroes out there that are protecting heroes. Didn't think that was possible. But yeah, there's that story for today. Let me see what we got next. That was supposed to be like, hey, that was, I guess, in a way, a feel-good type moment, but at the same time, tragedy mixed together, which, sometimes tragedy and humor go hand in hand. It's a cope, I guess. This one happened, like 2 days ago, and it's on a church, the Our Lady of Lourdes. Now, I may not believe in churches. I may not believe in organized religion, but I also believe in you shouldn't go after anybody because of their religion, unless they're Jewish, or attack somebody, especially an old man, for no fucking reason other than you probably want your 15 minutes of fame or mental illness, because we know mental illness is running this country.
O loving mother of us all, you know our wants, our troubles, and our sufferings.
It's all right, just calm down. It's okay, buddy. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
So
Look at the security guard.
To him the whole time too. How many Catholics does it take to hold down a crazy guy?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a productive day at church, I guess.
He assaulted
Did we do communion yet? Give the guy a cracker and let him drink some of the wine. Maybe the power of Christ will compel him to exorcise the demon that's in his mind. It's a guy. I think. I hope so. Because he sounds like a guy.
I didn't know it. Did he punch you in the face?
He tried.
Okay.
No. Cool. So he was super fast.
You're right, David.
Yep. Just a little shaking. Probably get out of the way.
Alright, get his ass out of here. I don't know, maybe he's mad that he was late for communion. You notice they really didn't beat his ass. They just pulled him to the ground and was like, you know what, motherfucker? It's okay. It's okay. We need you to calm down.
Hey,
We need you to calm down. Oh, speaking of, calming down. Woo! Pam Bondi is the Attorney General of the United States of America. And Tom Homan is the Deporter-in-Chief. Are all politicians good? Absolutely fucking not. Are politicians entitled? Abso-fucking-lutely. Now let's watch a politician that, seems to think that he pays the police's salary. But at the same time, buddy, if that cop pays taxes, he also pays your salary. Ow. Yeah, I know, Dom. I just didn't want to say that.
you got Holloway roll right through the stop sign.
I was going to make a really gross joke.
Freaking out. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, like I'm running around here with my gun toting, weed smoking. Son, I'm the one that hired you. On your camera, I put you on.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be serious. And what did you pull me for?
Why you acting that?
I want to know, what exactly are you getting behind me
stop
for?
Sign. You didn't stop at a stop sign.
I did stop, as much as I can stop.
You didn't stop at all.
As much as I can stop.
Are you serious, cuz?
I am serious.
Do whatever you gotta do. What do you need?
I got you. Just let me see your license, man.
God, Jesus Christ. What do you need? Don't think I ain't gonna talk to Gary about this.
What's that got to do with anything?
It's got a lot to do with it. Bro, I'm going home. You know me.
I got you.
You act like I'm running around here with my gun toting, weed smoking. Son, I'm the one that hired you. I'm bringing you on.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? Yes. Absolutely. On your camera. I put you on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Come on, man.
You got the registration insurance on you, man?
Jesus Christmas.
Man,
Like you actually pulling over an elected official. Bro, you're not pulling over a random. You're pulling over your boss.
You're not special.
I'm literally your boss. Like, we got my out here doing all kinds of
I got you right.
And you pulled me over for an alleged not stopping a stop sign.
You rolled through it. You didn't stop.
Where's my that chief right now? This guy is crazy.
Well, you're crazy.
You know who I am, right?
What's that?
You do not know who I am either?
I do, sir.
Oh, all right. Please talk with them.
Do you know who I am?
You get behind elected officials and tell them, oh, my bad. Hey, you should stop at the stop.
If you're an elected official, you don't have to be pulled over for breaking the law. Listen, dude, you're a little small town councilman. I don't think you can get away with that. Then again, maybe he can. Maybe he can. Yeah. 100% oppressed card. Fuck yeah. All right. Maybe that's what he should have had on him. Because I guess, being a local official didn't mean anything.
I'm sorry. See you go about your business. Not here, dude. I need your license, registration, insurance. Why you treat me like I'm some mother? Like, if I was like this on the cell phone, smoking weed out the car, absolutely pull me over. Absolutely pull me over, take me out the car, and get me. But bruh, stop. If anything, you say, Councilman Holloway, just stop at the stop signs. See ya. Go about your business. Now you're wasting your time. You're wasting the taxpaying money that I pay you guys to do.
See?
For what?
Disappointing in the because I know that's not Ted's.
Mayor of Paulsboro, John Giovanetti, says Holloway has been on council for more than a decade. He said the behavior in the video is not acceptable.
We don't have special privileges just because we're elected officials. We have more responsibilities, get more phone calls, but we're just like every other resident.
But did you relieve him? Listen,
a new report is highly...
If you're an elected official in any capacity, the law doesn't apply to you because you're supposed to know who they are. What if they're a, mayor of a little city called Chicago? Does he accept personal gifts? Does he? Expensive gifts? Purses? Why the fuck does a man need a purse? Shoes? Size 14.
critical of the way the mayor's office handles gifts accepted on behalf of the city. The Office of the Inspector General says Mayor Brandon Johnson and his predecessor, Lori Lightfoot, keep a room on the 5th floor of City Hall to store those gifts, under an agreement with the Board of Ethics dating back to the Sawyer administration. The gifts should also be registered in a logbook. But when the OIG requested to see the book, it was informed that a Freedom of Information request was required.
They were told to submit a Freedom of Information Act request,
Weird,
which they say was denied too.
On that list, Hugo Boss cufflinks, Givenchy, Gucci, and Kate Spade handbags, a personalized Mont Blanc pen.
Yo, I see whiskey on there. Who wants to go to Chicago with me? We're breaking into the 5th floor. We're getting that whiskey. Dominique, you can get whatever you want, because that seems like the other shit you would take.
Men's shoes, and even whiskey.
The gifts were listed as being located in the gift room.
Inspector General Deborah Witzberg's team then asked to see the gift room. And according to her just-released report, the city law department persisted in denying physical access to the gift room.
Is it possible that there are a bunch of Gucci handbags neatly on a shelf in a gift room at City Hall and no one's using them and nothing has gone wrong and everything's fine? Yes, that is possible, but we're not in a position for a lot of benefit of the doubt here.
I have never even seen this room that they're talking about. If people want a tour of this room, I'll sign up because I've never been to it myself.
You don't want the police to work with ICE, yet you allow the Chicago Police Department to prevent the city inspector from looking at this gift closet that you have right behind that door that contains unregistered Gucci bags, Hugo Boss, cufflinks, Mont Blanc pens, top shelf liqueur. Yes, I'm trying to ask my question. The people of Chicago see this as corruption. Would you today agree to letting the reporters in this room?
And think of if he was Peter Ducey, and instead of Brandon Johnson, it's Karine Jean-Pierre.
Go through that door and show them what is in your gift Gucci gift closet.
All right. First of all, so it's not my closet. It's a locker inventory room where gifts are received but not accepted. I don't accept these gifts. They're received.
So you can't return them?
And this has been a practice for multiple administrations. I think it's important to note that.
So you can't return them? I want to know if those things came into those rooms under your administration, was the room empty? That's what I want to know. Because if it was empty, that means when you leave, it's going to be empty again.
And no one has ever asked to see that log, ever in the history of this locker inventory. No one has ever asked. But the log is accessible and available. Thank you. I'm going to do my best to try to break this down as simplistically as I possibly can. You just can't come to the 5th floor demanding to roam the 5th floor.
Why not?
The FBI can't do that.
Why not?
Just can't do that.
Is it publicly accessible?
And there are people in this department, I want to make this point absolutely clear. And the history of the city of Chicago, whether it's the OIG or any other individual, has ever asked to see the book log.
That's what I want for Chicago.
So the mayor says they will make some changes, so everyone will get to see this gift room very soon.
because they're going to take video of it and
Oh.
post it online.
Oh. They're going to take video of it, post it online. Yo, I can take a picture of a room and say, yeah, that's the mayor's gift room. There's a lot of weed in there. It's kind of weird. All right. So we all know that we are well, not we, but we as a country are finding illegal criminals everywhere, right? What if you live in a city like Chicago? You'll get what's coming to you. That's specific, not for everybody. Los Angeles, New York City. Are there any in Baltimore, or do the gangs scare them out? It doesn't really matter. But if you want to be one of those guys that, wants to be a sanctuary city, this man has a few words for you. It's nice to see flags on people's lapels again.
And was this a part of this Operation Promise?
Now I remember this clip. So they are rounding these people up. They put them in, detention camps, detention centers on the way to process out. But somehow, and Tom's pretty pissed about this, they're re-releasing some of these criminals back into the United States. What?
The Trump made a separate arrest. How many were arrested yesterday?
Well, President Trump's made a promise to American people that we're going to concentrate on trying to deliver. They're one of our priorities. As far as yesterday, operational security, the operation was leaked. And again, we're going to hold those people accountable once we find out what the leaks occurred. This isn't a game. When the operations get leaked like that, it puts our officers at great risk. It's already a dangerous job. We know TDA is dangerous. Everybody can agree to that. But when they get a heads up we're coming, it's only a matter of time before our officers are ambushed. And their job's dangerous enough. So we're going to address this very seriously. And look, I said from day one, we want to be transparent with the American people. We've invited numerous media outlets along. But right now, it's all about OPSEC, Operational Security.
I'll be Operational Security, but if they find the person, can they charge them with obstruction or aiding and abetting? Because they're letting them know? I think you could.
Have to stop the media ride-alongs because I'm not pointing the finger at them, but the less people that know about these operations, the safer it is for our agents. So we're looking at that right now. I'm talking to Colonel Levitt about the next steps on that.
Sir, why was Chicago singled out in the lawsuit today against sanctuary cities?
I wonder why.
Sanctuary cities are sanctuary for criminals. I'm glad we got Pam Bondi running the DOJ now. Sanctuary cities are sanctuary.
And she talked about defunding, taking federal funds from sanctuary cities. So if you guys voted Democrat, I'm sorry. You get an A for effort. I mean,
that clear.
asshole.
These sanctuary officials say, well, we want victims and witnesses of immigration crime to be free to come to the police and without fear of us working with ICE. That is such crap. Because the victims and witnesses of crime don't want the public safety threat released in their communities. That's just ridiculous. The victims and witnesses of that crime want that bad guy locked up too. And when they're done, then give them to us. That keeps the community safer. If anybody wants an immigrant community, ask them a simple question: would you rather have ICE operating in the jail or the community? They're going to say they want us in the jail because these immigrant communities, many are here illegally, but they also are family people too. They don't want a predator in their neighborhood released back in the community.
See, and people don't understand is he said from the very beginning they're going after the most violent and pretty much every criminal. And then he might consider going after all the other ones, which he could. But these sanctuary cities, when they come in, and they can, and there's a squatting house, I guess you can say it, or like a house full of beaners, or Chinese, all of them will get arrested because they're all illegal. They might have been great members of society, but because they want to let one communist in, they're all done. And by communist, I didn't really mean a communist. He's whatever the fucking criminal he is.
So, we're going to hold sanctuary cities accountable. We're going to take them on it, and we'll take them to court. Again, it's everybody, every elected mayor, every elected governor, every elected city councilman, you would think they would want their community saved too, and they would want public safety threats removed from their community. That's your number one responsibility, is protection communities. Work with us. Let us into jail to arrest and talk to the guy that you locked in a jail cell. You obviously locked him in a jail cell because he's a public safety threat. Let us talk to him. When you're done, give him to us. You don't have to hold him a minute. I've seen some sheriffs say, well, we're not going to hold him for eyes. We think it's a legal issue. You don't have to hold him a minute past what you know. Just let us know when you release him. Let us be there. Let law enforcement work for law enforcement.
Do you want Catholic Relief Services, Sir, Catholic Relief Services says it's facing drastic internal cuts. It's asking President Trump to please keep the foreign aid going. Talking about Catholic Relief Services. What do you say?
That's not his job.
I got no comment on that. That's not. I'm a border guy.
Do you want local police? Do you want local police?
Hey, don't forget, Tom Homan got awards from Barack Obama for the job he's doing right now.
ICE is doing enough.
I want local police to do what they can to assist arresting and removing public safety threats from the communities.
Are you concerned about capacity? There's reports that some migrants are being released because ICE beds are over capacity. And
I'm not worried. There are many ways to increase the bed capacity. That's what we're working on today.
Are some detainees being released?
I was made aware of that this morning, and I'll address that today. But I've been told that some were released because of some health concerns that we could not handle within ICE detention. So I have a meeting with ICE leadership today to find out exactly who was released and why. But the president made it clear we're ending catch and release.
6% were released according to the press secretary yesterday. Does that go against the president's promise?
I'm going to find out again. I just got back in town today. I heard about this morning, so I'll address that today.
What do you mean going against the president's promise? He said no catch and release, yet these assholes still did it. You do realize there's people that are empathetic to illegals and they're like, oh, well, I guess I'll release them back because, you know, they're productive members of society.
You're trying to increase capacity.
How many and what does that process look like?
Look, we've had a migrant processing center at Gitmo for decades.
30,000 beds.
Our footprint there. It makes sense. I just got a question.
I think the first one arrived yesterday or early today.
And President Trump made a commitment that the worst of the worst will go to Gitmo, and that's what we're concentrating on.
Do you feel like ICE is doing enough? Are they meeting their marks for your expectations?
Dude, imagine putting pedophiles in Gitmo.
Is that the question?
Do you think ICE is doing enough, that they're meeting their quotas?
No, they're doing a great job. Look, let me make clear, we're doing a great job, but we got to do more. And that's what we're looking at now. We're looking at ways to create more efficiencies, to do more. That's why OPSEC is important. When we go on these operations, and the operation got leaked somehow, it makes us less successful. Again,
loot slip,
when you leak an operation, it means more bad guys are not being arrested, which means more bad guys are walking the streets. So as we address that, you're going to see the arrests increase. As the aperture opens up beyond criminals, you're going to see more arrests. I made it clear: if you're in the country illegally, you're not off the table.
ICE hasn't posted arrest number in several days. Is that because arrests are down?
No, I think the arrest numbers. I looked at I just talked about this morning. I think the arrests are right around over 11,000 so far since day one. On the interior, 11,000. But the most important thing, if you look at the border numbers. I mean, yesterday at 24 hours, there was less than 500 border arrests. It wasn't too long ago. We had 11,000 arrests a day under the Biden administration. We got less than 500. I've done this since 1984. Those numbers are historic. So the president's already had this border secured at a high rate, and we're going to continue to secure the border 100%. This administration under President Trump will finally have operational control of our southern border.
Are you saying how long will detainees be staying? Do you have any theories of where the leak originated from ahead of this operation?
That's being investigated now.
How long will migrants be staying at Guantanamo? How long will they stay there?
We're going to follow the same legal process we follow here, except they'll be bedded down at Gitmo rather than bedded down in the United States. The same legal process, the same requirements to see a judge, the same requirements they can make a claim. So it's just a matter of where they're located. but it's a place that we can build upon, that we can send the worst of the worst to sit in that Gitmo, and it makes perfect sense to me what we're doing.
Sir, visas for foreign-born Catholic priests who work legally in U.S. parishes and Catholic social services. Where does that stand right now?
I do not know how to get back to you on that.
Texas Governor Abbott has offered thousands of prison cells in Texas to house detainees. Do you plan to take them up on that offer? And also the 1,400 acres that they had offered for the
huge piece of land.
I met with hundreds of sheriffs. We were looking at, the contracts with sheriffs for their beds, which come at a reduced cost. The most expensive beds we have, the one the U.S. government owns. So we're looking at the sheriffs across the country, and Governor Abbott made an offer yesterday. So we'll be looking at that. All cards on the table. We're looking for as many beds as we can get. We just got to hope Congress gives the funding to buy as many beds we need. And I know they're talking about that today. So hopefully we'll get a budget. We can increase the bed capacity.
When do you think the deportation flights in Guatemala and El Salvador start after Rubio's agreement?
The Mexican National Guard at the border. Do you have any idea what their mission is going to look like?
It's the same as the first Trump administration.
Border security.
Secure the border. I mean, President Trump has made it clear Mexico has to help. Guarding their northern borders keeps Mexico safe too. But the president's been clear that the border is going to be secured. While partnership with Mexico is very important, and having their people on the northern border, along with what Pete Hegseth has sent to the southern border along the border trace, it means a more.
I wonder how long before, if once we start deporting these or transporting these illegals to Gitmo, how long before we get these Democratic congressmen and congresswomen to go visit Gitmo? Has any of them ever visited Gitmo since we've had it? Maybe should they go down there and check it? Make sure it's okay? No, they're not going to do that. Nah, that would be make a little bit more sense. Then you can actually say, oh, this really isn't that bad down here at Gitmo. Or, we should close Gitmo and keep giving more foreign aid, for shit like gain of function. Wait, what? The USAID gave money for gain of function? A grant? No way.
President Trump kicked off his second term taking a sledgehammer to U.S. institutions, among them the U.S. Agency for International Development. Dozens of senior officials and thousands of contractors have been put on leave or laid off, and its employees around the world will be put on administrative leave Friday. They also have been ordered to return to the U.S. The late President John F. Kennedy established USAID in 1961, and it was intended to provide humanitarian assistance to other countries. But reports from the White Coat Waste Project reveal years-long alarming activity.
As libertarian conservative commentator Hannah Cox highlights, the agency shells out billions of dollars annually to respond to crises like poverty, diseases, famines, and natural disasters. But there's more than meets the eye. Taking to X on Monday, Cox posted, quote, "The White Coat Waste Project obtained proof of this almost 2 years ago, so per usual, the government agency funds the massive problems they claim to then need to fund the response to. Gut them." Joining us now to dive deeper into USAID's dismantling is Hannah Cox. She's the co-founder of Base Politics, Substack, and owner of Athens Media. Welcome, Hannah.
Good to see you, Robbie.
So I think we buried the lead there a bit. What you highlighted on X was, I think, is going to be shocking to many people watching.
This dude on the left looks like a fucking evil villain. That's crazy. Is this a meeting for the purge? Are these the three heads? And I guess this guy would be in charge. She'd be the recruiter. And he'd just be, I don't know, he'd just be there.
Part of the funding for what has been criticized as dangerous scientific research in Wuhan, China, was done not just by NIAID, the NIH, the other funding agencies, but was done by USAID for EcoHealth Alliance. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, it's interesting because the White Coat Waste Project is an organization that works to stop taxpayer-funded animal torture. The U.S. government is actually the top funder of animal torture in the world. And so they inadvertently got caught up in this entire mess a few years ago when they happened to be tracing gain-of-function research and found that it was illegally happening in the Wuhan lab, because gain-of-function research is animal torture. And so they started ringing the alarm about this, but of course it was buried by the mainstream media and by the government for many, many years. So it's been hard getting eyeballs on it. But what's interesting as well, Dr. Fauci and the NIH, the NIAID have caught a lot of the brunt of this, deservedly so. There have been many government agencies that have been doing this exact same kind of funding, and not just before.
Especially when you turn it around to find out they spent almost $3 to $6 trillion on vaccine-related grants. That's just grants from taxpayer dollars. We paid them to get us sick, and we pay them to get us fake healed. And then we pay them if we get sick, the doctor's bills and shit like that. That's why I never go to the hospital unless I absolutely have to. I'd have to be dying.
COVID, but after COVID as well. As I pointed out last year, USAID was continuing to give tens of millions of dollars to these very same labs well after the pandemic broke out, and nothing was happening to stop it. And so I think it's interesting to watch the weeping and gnashing of teeth by Democrats who claim to care about stopping public health disasters, who claim to care about things like animal torture, coming in and rapidly defending this organization. And really, this is just the tip of the iceberg. What the White Coat Waste Project discovered about USAID is how it operates in a myriad of sectors. They essentially take our dollars, they pass them through quote nonprofits that are nonprofits in name only. Those government contracts then get handed out through those nonprofits to people who are well connected, and it's just a way for them to launder money for their friends and inadvertently get it back in their own pockets. So this is how you can expect to see them moving in a ton of other sectors. But we know they were giving money to EcoHealth Alliance, which was a very shady nonprofit that had been involved with this kind of risky research for years. We know that they were using that as a pass-through organization in order to do gain-of-function research in a country while it was illegal here in the United States. And so I think if you really start to look beneath the surface of this organization's operations, you can expect to find that all over the globe. We know that they have also been doing shady things like propping up propaganda campaigns in places like Ukraine, controlling the media, trying to put things on social media that turn.
Speaking of the media, holy shit. They specifically were getting paid for by the government. Right? Politico. I can't remember anything else right now. I'd have to go look. It's on my phone. But yes. Oh, the other one. Public Broadcasting System. Obviously, we know they were getting funded. NPR. Like I said, I got to go back. Check. Hopefully I saved it on my phone.
Turn people against their own governments. I mean, it's the kind of stuff that we freak out about when we even hint that it might be done here by other countries to us. But this is what our taxes have been funding with this organization. It's not about humanitarian aid whatsoever. It is a part of the deep state apparatus and has been working to carry out goals that have nothing to do with actually assisting people in other countries.
Here's the list. And I'm pretty fucking pissed off because I followed and trusted one of them. So, why did these broadcasting news sources get funding from USAID? BBC? Wait, that's not even American. Wow. Reuters, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And no, I knew I didn't like that fucking specific pages. NPR, never pay attention to it anyway. PBS, I didn't even know it was still around. And then Politico. I could have figured Politico was 100%. Come on now. We were paying them to push propaganda. Wow.
Much less empowering the American people here.
Is it really fair to say that it is not whatsoever about humanitarian aid? I mean, as I understand it, they do literally provide food in quite a number of cases, do they not?
They do it, but they do it with strings attached, right? They come in and they always have ulterior motives for the kind of funding they are provided. And you can talk to many people in other countries who have been speaking out about this over the past couple of days as this has started to make headline news, saying we don't want this aid. We don't want these people here. We don't want them involved in our country. So yeah, you might see them come in and offer to pay to build a school, but it's because the school is going to be pushing the curriculum that they want to have in there. You might see them offer to come in and build wells, but there's always going to be strings attached for things that those governments and those people have to do.
There's always going to be strings attached. I mean, is it your contention that every single food parcel USAID provides has some sort of ulterior motive attached? They never do it for humanity.
You do realize, like, the USAID, when they go over there and give all this aid, they're actually just a tool. Those strings attached. Strings attached come from the CIA.
Humanitarian reasons, in your view?
No, I don't think the government ever does anything for humanitarian reasons. I think that that is a guise. Of course, there might be people working within the organization who are daft enough to believe that that is what they are about, that's what their cause is. But we've seen enough of the reports and enough digging into their actual activities just over the past couple of days alone to know that there is no excuse for this organization to exist. I think it's absolutely insane to suggest that humanitarian aid must be carried out by the government in general. We already know that the private market does that far better, far more efficiently, and at far greater rates than what the government does. Anytime the government gets involved in quote, quote, charity, I mean, you can expect to see pennies on the dollar actually making it to the cause. It ends up getting passed around to their friends. And that's why Democrats are truly upset about U.S. aid getting dismantled, because this has been a cash cow for many of them and their friends who work at these nonprofits, these NGOs, and then also their contacts who are working with those organizations and getting very cushy handouts after those grants are dispersed. So this is a way for them to move money around. It's very, very lucrative for them. And I absolutely do not think
we all knew it was happening. We just didn't know how. A lot of us thought it was through the military. I mean, it probably still is. Vaccines, possibly. And then we find out once Doge hit, and all of a sudden they're so against auditing anything. But I thought we were here to better America, not better your pockets. It's okay. They voted for it. We just reap the rewards, benefits, negativities.
This is something that is truly helping the poor in the world. And all
right, that's pretty much, he's going to go into, softy feely type shit.
Do you enjoy this?
Now we're going to watch Democrats. Just a couple Democrats. And I don't know why they're protesting. I really don't know why. And you guys see the sign that says nobody elected Elon. You're right. But Elon is on Trump's ticket. Not ticket, but oh fuck, where'd my face go? Alright. People saw Vivek in his little group. RFK. Elon. Tulsi Gabbard, all these people coming together to work with Donald Trump. They're the reason Donald Trump got elected. Because we already knew the Trump base, but they brought in even more. So it's literally like the People's Party. Right? So no, he didn't get elected, but he's one of the reasons we have the new president. People don't think like that.
Sounds of liberals shrieking.
They're not going to let Donald Trump dismantle everything.
Oof. Then boy, did the Democrats put on the event for you.
Hands off our bodies, hands off our data, hands off our tax refunds, hands off our social security.
Hands off our tax refunds? Yo. I didn't even play the video. Yo, hands off for tax refunds, right? How about hands off our taxes, period? Leave our money alone. You didn't earn it. I mean, she steals it, so obviously. I keep saying this is like if Steve Harvey was trans.
Security checks! Hands off our Constitution!
Wow, it's an actual nightmare.
But how can I be hands off the Constitution if I have to show you what it says? Because you haven't read it. Wait, is she reading off her phone?
Chief Elizabeth Warren came in with a Wow, it's an actual nightmare. Chief Elizabeth Warren came in with a rousing speech.
We are here to fight back.
See, these Democrats are saying a lot of these. This is videos. It sounds a lot like they want an actual war, because you keep saying you want to fight till the end. If you want to fight them in the streets, you might be barking up the wrong tree there.
No doubt pumped up by that, the Democrats declared that they are in the midst of a war.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your asses.
Are you willing to fight day and night, dawn and dusk, to fight Elon Musk and take our government back?
And goddamn it, shut down the city.
Yeah, shut down New York City. Shut down New York City. Do it. Go ahead. I urge you to. See what happens. You're not going to hurt me.
We are at war.
Remember when Donald Trump was...
She said it. Okay. I'm ready.
Shot in the face. He stood up and said fight, and that was too much for the media.
After he was hit, former President Trump got up and said fight, fight, fight. That's not the message that we want to be sending right now. We want to take it down.
Fight. That was his first instinct. And this is a country divided.
President Trump and his supporters have contributed to this violent rhetoric.
People who believe in him, that's what they expect from him, right? A fight against someone.
I'm sure declaring a war will have the media up in arms, don't you think?
We are at war.
I know, you told me this. I'm ready.
Thank you.
When we open up the Senate every single morning, we don't pledge allegiance to the billionaires. We don't pledge allegiance to Elon Musk. We don't pledge allegiance to the creepy 22-year-olds working for Elon Musk. We pledge allegiance to the United States of America.
Actually,
one nation under who?
I pledge allegiance to the flag. To the flag of the United States of America. I've always known it was to the flag.
Under whomst? Are you allowed to say?
You know the thing.
This human skeleton wearing skin had some things to say, but I'm not sure anyone really cares. Maxine Waters came in and fart noises came out of her mouth. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. And Chuck Schumer added the cherry on the cringe cake.
We are going to fight this fight. I am going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. We will win.
Yeah,
we will win. We will win. We will win.
Fucking loser.
We won't rest. We won't rest.
This guy right here with the cane, he decided to come up with 3 articles of impeachment for Donald Trump. Trump's only been in office for a couple weeks, buddy. And you've already drawn up articles? You realize that's not going to get very far. And by doing that, you're wasting taxpayer dollars. And time that you could be doing, I don't know, passing some laws you stupid fuck. But now, no, these guys want to go into the streets every day. Why aren't they in the Congress building? Why aren't they doing their jobs? You know, passing laws. Voting on the cabinets where they still haven't finished completely. Come on. Come on.
All in all, a wonderful time was had.
Alright guys, is the war over? Is the war over? Oh, thank God. You don't understand. The Great War of 2025 just happened. It's over now, guys. Or it's just a pause in peace. For peace. And, you know, I guess I'll go do my job. But give me 2 seconds. I need to All right, I'm back. Whew. Moving on. So these same people seem to think just because they're senators, they can do whatever they want, including a mini insurrection, as I like to call it, because it's by their definition.
We're coming in. Don't lock the door. We're coming in.Ho are you?
You're not coming in.
Who are you?
Who under whose
Who are
order?
you? Who are you?
Who are you, sir? Do you have business here?
Yes.
We do. I've sent the secretary. I've sent the assistant secretary a letter alerting her that we would be here today, and we've asked her for a meeting.
Does she say yes?
That's been accepted, so until that's
Who are you? And what do you do here?
What do you do here? Security responsibility.
Get out of the way. We pay you. We pay for your job. We pay you.
We're members of
We pay you.
Oh.
Nobody is accepted.
Oh, you pay the security guy? But, and you shouldn't say that, you being a public servant who gets paid by taxpayer fucking dollars, and you have the audacity to say that? Let me see your tax returns.
Members of Congress.
You are.
We haven't heard
God
that
damn
from
it,
the
Dom,
secretary.
you-
We haven't heard that from the spokesman. I'm reading
You
are not the spokesman for the department. You are a security guard.
Can you identify?
Security guard.
We are members of Congress.
Right there. Contract. He's not part of them. He's contracted out.
Where's your bag? Where's your bag? Where's your ID? Any identification. Where's your ID? Where's your ID?
We are not.
It's not good enough.
We are not a threat to security. We're members of Congress, and we want to ask the question.
They're-
Walk into the White House.
Members, that I don't know if they said it yet or not, but she's saying they're not a threat to national security. But then later on, Maxine Waters says something a little weird.
Without having to go through magnetometers.
Can we get someone?
This is an outrage. This is an outrage.
I'd like to speak with someone who works here.
So what are you gonna do? You gonna beat us up if we go in?
Never mind. I misheard that. I thought she said, what are you going to do? You going to let us beat you up? But whatever. I like how they're trying to bully one man. And you know they don't really want to go inside. This is a publicity stunt because they don't want to do their job. The Department of Education is why our country is so fucking stupid right now. Especially when they focus more on transgender, you know, inclusivity, whatever it fucking call it, DEI, CRT. They want to teach that shit in schools. They got away from reading, writing, and arithmetics because the federal government took over education. And he's not getting rid of the Department of Education. He's putting it back down to the states. Kind of like abortion. Wait a minute. States have the rights to do what they want? Interesting.
You're going to,
We want you to move out of the way.
We're not steamrolling you.
Get out of the way.
This is all access.
Now they're threatening.
Stand aside, sir.
We're
This
members
is
of
all
Congress.
access entrance.
Please stand aside, sir.
I'm not standing aside.
Why not?
Because my role is to make sure that...
What authority do you have to block members of Congress from the oversight? We don't have oversight responsibilities. By what authority
He's doing his
do
job.
you deny members of Congress their oversight role?
If you don't have a business reason to be here, meaning...
You do not have authority, sir. You do
I
not
don't know.
have
If
authority.
you pay him, that means you should have read his contract. When he's told not to let anybody in, he is not to let anybody in.
There is no authority for you to deny members of Congress their oversight responsibility.
We're the
If you have an
appropriate.
appointment... then
Oh
you
shit,
want
this was
to
today?
we will let you in.
It's a
Is what you're saying? Is what you're saying?
Or
that
you have to have an escort.
Let me
Somebody
ask
come
you a
down
question.
to escort.
Can I ask my question? Are you
Send them
telling
down.
me today that you have to be on a guest list in order to come to the Department of Education?
Either we are informed in advance if somebody's coming, or...
Oh, they
You
knew
were
we were
informed.
coming.
You were informed of the 94
Or there's an
members of
escort to
Congress.
take you where you're going.
Sir, 94 members of
Why are
Congress
you
signed a
yelling at
letter asking
See?
asking.
They're being aggressive towards him. Why? Because this guy went from being nice to being a retard. Sir! Sir! Dude, he's not intimidated. Look at his face. Look at his face. This dude's like, dude, I will lay you out right now.
The acting secretary for a meeting and to answer a simple question. And she is
I'm
apparently
not aware of the meeting.
So you have to be on a guest list to enter the Department of Education.
Members of
just
Congress,
explained
we
you
don't
have
have to
to
be on the
be-
guest list.
On a list
See?
in
There you
advance.
go. Right there again. We're members of Congress. We don't have to be on a guest list. What's your business there? Of course. You want special privileges, right? Special privileges.
Chance to have access, or if you're coming, then you have to let us know who your escort is. I don't know.
That
who
wasn't
your
true last year. Did something change between last
That's
year?
always been the case.
No, it hasn't. I've walked into
It's a
this
change from
building
last year.
multiple times.
It's probably because you had a different administration. Yeah. Just because you did it last year under the old guy doesn't mean you can do it again. I mean, it's common sense.
Last year. I walked in. We were at least allowed to walk into that lobby. Not
Crying
stopped
about it.
outside like
It's no difference. I mean, you'd be stopped at the visitors desk.
We're
Okay,
trying to
let's go.
start the
I'm
Congress.
doing that in advance.
No.
Why are you doing that?
We're allowed to go to the
We've
visitors
got
desk.
100 people out here.
We're trying to
These
save
are
your
members of
job.
Congress. These are
You
members
won't
of
have a
Congress.
job. We're trying to save your job. You won't have a job if we don't help you. You won't have any
Whoa.
place.
Whoa. She just threatened that guy's job. As a member of Congress, she just threatened that guy's job.
To send your kids.
We're here speaking for a ton of kids from coast to coast that deserve a quality public education of this department.
Again, the Department of Education. Actually, I'm going to go look up now and see what kind of grants were given to the Department of Education. Thank you, Congressman.
Should stay open, and we want to share that
Sure, the
message.
leadership department's working to do that.
We're not so sure. That's why we're here.
That's what we want to talk to her about.
Last year, we'd be able to walk in and go to that desk.
I mean, the response I got right here, that doesn't sound like,
Sir.
it's not dangerous.
I'm going to stop you right there. No. I'm going to stop you right there and put it on the record. You did not get a dangerous response
She
here.
told me to get
Yes,
out of
you
the way.
did.
You did not get a dangerous response here, so I'm not going to let.
The guy yelled at him. She threatened his job. That's not a threat.
You
Or
put that narrative out there.
He can lie all
I'm
he
not going
wants
to
to.
let
I'm
you
not
put that
afraid.
narrative
You
out
want
there. I'm going to
moving.
tell you to
I'm
your
not
face
afraid
that
of
that's
him.
a
He can
lie.
lie all
We are
he
members
wants
of
to.
Congress, as she said. What I asked you
Holy
is, do we need
shit.
to be on a guest list to be in?
Or
No one.
somebody coming
no
down.
So, Department of Education gets $5 trillion in grants for EPA. That's why is it all going to the fucking Department of Health? Department of Health and Human Services. Michigan Department. Dude, these have nothing to do with education. Huh.
But there was no danger or threat to you. So
Go get
let's just
somebody.
make
Go
sure
get
that
somebody.
We are allowed to go to that desk
there
right
was
there.
no danger to you.
We are allowed to go to that desk right there.
Go get
Like
somebody
I've done
to escort
multiple
us.
times in the past years.
Go get
We're allowed
somebody
go that
to escort us in. You know this
The acting
building.
secretary, Denise Carter.
Yeah, that's who we came to
Or,
see.
or
Get
the
someone.
chief of staff.
So what?
I said there's not an accepted
we can-
meeting.
we can-
Why are you not letting us into
Why
that
can't we
desk?
ask for one? Why can't we go in and
Why
ask
are you
for
doing it in
one?
advance? That's not a thing.
Yo.
I have not seen that.
Georgia, their educational system's kind of slow, but the Georgia Department of Education got $14 million, which expires in September of this year, for the Department of Agriculture. Okay. Another $17 million to the Department of Education for the Department of Agriculture. Another one for $196 million to the Department of Agriculture. $23 million to Department of Agriculture Marketing Services. Georgia Department of Education. Department of Education, it's all it says, for $423 million. Another, God damn it, $11 million to the Department of Education for the Department of Education. For Georgia. Jesus Christ, Georgia's getting a lot of money. Another $47 million for the 21st Century Community Learning Centers program. Another $74 million to support effective instruction. Okay, I can see that. But what are they teaching the teachers to teach? That's probably another one. $10 million for state assessments. Okay. Now I'm seeing some good shit. But some of them are just fucking stupid. English language acquisition. $21 million. So to teach people English, they pay $21 million.
Why can't we go in and ask for one? Can you send somebody from the Department of Education who's not just a security guard?
I've explained why you're not coming.
Well, are you prepared to stand here for 24 hours with us? Are you prepared to stand here all night if we decide to stay?
I guess, yes.
All right, well, you just stay right there. You just stay and stand.
Why aren't you letting us go to that desk like we were able to do last year?
Because that was last year.
He's not a U.S. employee.
This is a public institution.
Elon Musk hiring him?
So
It's a private, yeah, you're right.
So are you not aware of members of Congress and what our responsibilities are? We're trying to save your job.
Second time threatened his job.
He's not a federal employee. Just like I'm telling you.
Yes.
Can I see it?
Show us your badge again. Let's see.
How do we know who you are?
I don't know. I can't see it. Can we see your badge? I'm a federal employee.
We're
allowed to
go to that visitor's desk like we have been allowed to.
Dude, shut the fuck up. No matter how many times you say it, they're not going to let you in.
They're bringing Department of Homeland Security.
They should come out.
Absurd.
They should come out.
Yeah, let them come out. Let them come out.
I know at a minimum.
We
For
have
what?
those too. We have one of those too, just like
At
you.
a minimum.
Why can't we get in?
He does not have one of those.
We have one of those.
He ain't got one of those.
We're members of Congress. Let us in.
We'd like you to
We've always been allowed in.
You don't. How many times have you been to the Department of Education? How many times have any of you specifically been to this building? How many until today? That would be interesting to know. I guarantee you, none of those ones sitting outside right there have ever been in that building. Especially Maxine Waters. Oh, except for the guy with the funky hair. We went to the right there. Did you, though? Did you? I mean, it's easy to see reception desk.
That's a good question. Were you told to deny members of Congress into this building?
Security?
This is absurd.
They keep saying you're denying members of Congress. I don't care. I don't care. If my job is to guard this door and not let anyone in, I don't give a fuck who you are. Unless you're medical, then, you know, I'll let them in.
You told to deny members of Congress from entering this building?
There's no.
Yeah, they keep saying that.
So that's why.
But why would
There's no business purpose.
We are members of
They
Congress.
say that with a
Many
straight
of us are on
face.
the Education Committee.
Are
How
you,
could you say there's
are
no
you making a
business?
decision for the Department of Education on your own behalf? Were you told to come out here and block members of Congress?
They know that we are here. Max, ask the question again. That's important.
Were you told, are you making this decision to stand
don't
for this
answer my
door
question.
on your own behalf, on behalf of the Department of Education, or were you told to come out here and block members of Congress and go at the desk?
Doing my job.
There you go.
What is that? We're doing our jobs.
We're trying to save your job.
Maxine Waters, we're trying to save your job. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Show them your ID.
Oh my God.
Were you told to stand here, or did you decide to stand here and block members of Congress from entering the Department of Education?
To federal buildings.
Remember, these are members of Congress.
We're allowed in there.
So a private security contractor.
Do you know who members of Congress are?
Members of
Sure, we're all
Congress.
members of Congress.
Maybe he doesn't understand. Do you
A private
understand who?
security.
Oh, private security contractors. So he's a contractor. He's a contractor that works for the federal government. You're elected officials. Different story.
Security contractor is making the decision to block members of Congress from a public access entrance.
And you can thank frauditors for that. Private security.
I don't think he knows.
You have the authority
what
as a
Congress
private
is
security
or what we do.
contractor to block members of Congress. That has been knighted and granted to you.
You have to at least let us go to the desk.
Yeah.
He shouldn't let you do anything.
Oh my, look at that. Who told you to do this? Open the door. So do you understand who members of Congress are? Well, and you
I mean-
who are we then?
You don't care.
We have a job to do.
We're not dangerous people. We're not. I don't know. Security. There are no thieves and thugs out here. We're members of Congress.
Whoa. There are no thieves out here? We're members of Congress? It's the same fucking thing. You're all thieves.
We're parents. We're teachers.
Each of us.
There's our ID, right there.
We were elected.
Okay, cool story.
This is our job.
No, it's not your job to go in the Department of Education.
You're securing this building against who? Members of Congress.
It doesn't matter.
The people.
Against members of the people's
So
house
this
or
is the
represent the
beginning of
people.
full transparency of this administration.
That's right.
The administration that talked about they're going to open.
Hold on, lady. You know why they're in the building? Because there's been no transparency. That's why this shit has to be done. And you guys think because you're members of Congress, you can allow to insert yourself into a investigation? It's an investigation that you have no part in. Other than you're going to be pissed off because you're going to lose money. Just like the USAID. Just like FDA. Just like the IRS. You need to go in and fix the programs.
Open the doors to all of these things and show the American public what is going on. They won't even open the door to this building to members
You know, this transparency thing is
of
great.
Congress. We are not posing any threat here. We are not dangerous people. We have not done anything.
Dude, you literally like tried to tell him, get the fuck out of the way. You're gonna lose your job. Started yelling at him, little fucking tall Asian faggot. I think he was Asian. Where the fuck did he go?
To request a meeting, and they have a private security contractor who on his own is making decisions on behalf of the Department of Education.
So Congressman Hayes, what you're saying is they're not, they
What's
allow
up, fuck, you
billionaires and his minions to come in
I don't
to
know
this
who
building.
he is. I don't know who he is, but I know who I am. And I'm a member of Congress with oversight responsibilities trying to request a meeting and a private security contractor.
How about you request a meeting through email? It's a receipt. Request it through email. You don't want a meeting with them. None of you do. You're trying to insert yourself into an investigation that's going to hurt you. Not going to hurt our kids. You guys already done enough with that. It's going to hurt you.
Contractor is not allowing me to enter the building.
They allow billionaires to go into this building, but not the people's representatives. They allow billionaires and their cronies to go in, but not. There's a lack of transparency here. The members of Congress, the people's representatives are not allowed in. This is not transparent.
They're locking our kids out. Well, not only are they not letting us in, now they've called the Department of Homeland Security. We are members of Congress here to talk with the Department of Education.
Yeah, I had one of those monitors, kinda. I gave it to my son. They just think because they're members of Congress that, you know, they're above everybody, which is fucking dumb. Oh, that impeachment's not going to go anywhere. Like I said earlier today, see, you should catch up. The impeachment is a waste of fucking time because it's a Republican-led Senate, a Republican-led House. They're doing this to keep from fucking being able to actually have to do the real jobs. Because you see this, they're out there protesting or trying to get in a building that they have no idea what's in it or what they do, except for they know they get paid kickbacks. I think, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Education, and they're treating
the kids deserve to have us go in and fight for them.
Our kids deserve a real education. Not teaching theory.
This is not Russia.
Let the camera see him. Let the camera see him. This man here.
We are members of Congress.
Come in.
They're blocking us.
See this
She's
man
trying to
here
dox the guy.
who is a federal employee. He told us.
She's literally doxing the guy to the whole world.
Federal employee? Huh?
Yes.
No, he said he's a federal employee. We pay him. We raise money to make sure that we have a Department of Education. Everybody.
If you raise money, Maxine, I wonder if I can FOIA how much money you specifically raised for the Department of Education. That would be interesting. I would like to see how much any of these people raised for the Department of Education. Because if that was the case, it wouldn't get taxpayer dollars. If that was the case, they wouldn't be getting taxpayer dollars, you stupid bitch. You just made yourself sound stupid. This is a fucking photo op. Yeah, that Russia comment was pretty cool.
That's hired at the Department of Education are here because we pay for them to be here. He's standing here today, blocking the door, and he can't give us a good reason why he's blocking this door.
Make sure they see right here.
That's because it's orders.
Well, and I think it should be clear to parents in the United States, if you want to advocate on behalf of your
No,
children.
you know what? I have a federal ID. I shouldn't have to go through anything, right? To go walk in and sit in on their doing their fucking meetings. Like, and not the one that's, you know, in front of everybody. The one that's in the main hall. I think I'm I think I'm entitled to it. I fought for my country. Can I just walk all the way in with my military ID? I bet you I can't. Dude! Yo, look at the pause on that face. Holy shit!
You are not allowed to come into this building where you pay taxes. Parents who have children who are disabled, access is being blocked. You voted. You voted for members of Congress to advocate on behalf of your children. Children with...
Right. And we voted for members of Congress to advocate for our children. Why don't you worry about the children that are being trafficked? Why aren't you worried about the children that are just disappear from anything? What about those children? You don't care about them when they're inside a belly, right? What about those children? It's state, whatever. It's a state job. I went to a city school. Pretty intelligent, and I mean, for the most part. Even though I thought I was dumb.
With disabilities, for young women who have been victims of sexual assault in our classrooms.
Department of Education funds that. Do they really?
On our school grounds, members of OCR are fighting for your children. We are not allowed in the building to talk to them. We are not allowed to advocate on behalf of America's children.
You can tell.
America, we have a problem.
You've got the angry black women on the TV cameras yelling. Obviously, you know, when it comes to angry black women yelling, you either ignore it because it's an act, or you get enraged. You get enraged because that social justice warrior mentality just kicked in, guys. That one hit something. Yes, angry black women. The most marginalized, our marginalized community in the world is black women. Because they can't, nobody listens to black women. I guess black women don't have rights because they're very marginalized, and they can't vote because they won't give them an ID card, or they can't get gender affirming care. Not that a black woman would do that. For the most part, black women love dick. Yeah, let's continue.
Back and let the camera see they're calling all of these gun loading people out on us. They're calling them out on us. Look behind this door.
What?
Who do you see back there?
Yeah, it's security.
Do they have guns on them?
Yeah, well, you know, they're police. Are police not supposed to have guns on them? Maxine Waters, who loves to call for violence, by the way. She loves to call for violence, but it gets completely ignored. Just like Ayanna Pressley, she calls for violence. It gets completely ignored. That one bitch that didn't get reelected always calls for violence was ignored. Jamal Bowman, you know, Mr. Principal who doesn't understand the ideology behind a fucking fire alarm on the weekend. Where there's signs, guys. Multiple signs. But, you know, he's a principal. He's an educator. Good job, Jamal. You did something that was a federal crime, and you got a slap on the wrist as well. Wait, I think it was a misdemeanor. Either way. Should have been charged with insurrection because you were trying to prevent a vote. Right? That's what the insurrection was, right? It's preventing people from doing their job, their business in Congress.
Do they have guns? Are they prepared to shoot us?
Whoa!
We want in.
Whoa!
It says on the door.
All access entrance.
It says all entrance.
All government buildings.
Dude, basically, it looks like these members of Congress just became First Amendment frauditors. Fucking joke. Hate these people. I know hate's a very fucking, aggressive word, but I absolutely fucking hate these people. And I'm allowed to hate people. When I say I hate people, I mean it. I absolutely mean it.
I'm a member of Congress.
Cute.
I'm chair of the Progressive Caucus.
Cute.
I'm vice-ranking member of the Education
That's cute.
Committee. And the baseline responsibility of the Congress is to oversee.
I'm a parent of kids in school. I think I just trumped you. I just trumped you. You work for me, remember? Dude, every pause I put on it, they look fucking just straight evil. This guy looks like, you wouldn't want to let him on a fucking airplane.
See our federal agencies. Each and every one of us have been in this building and through these doors. But of course, as soon as we get word that Elon Musk and Donald Trump want to shut down the Department of Education, suddenly they don't want to let members of Congress in that ask questions. Musk and the Republicans, they say they're supposedly about saving us money, bringing transparency, seeing where the dollars really go. No, they're the ones that lock the doors and make sure that your elected representatives can't even ask questions.
We can't ask questions.
I feel really upset. I never got an answer to why Asians could make it into colleges when they were well qualified over, programs that promoted diversity, equity, and inclusion. We got stiffed. Right? Fuck you. We're not playing the fucking oppression Olympics, but that's kind of how it sounds. I should be more oppressed.
You know that they're responsible for all of the student loans in this country?
I hear that they want to cut.
There's student loans, right? You know that, right? You're mad they're going there and to investigate that kind of stuff? Really? What's the interest rate on your student loans again?
Those student loans give them as tax cuts to their billionaire friends.
And are they aware of Title I, where mothers are getting up, going to work for minimum wages, and they cannot afford the education that the billionaires have for their children, and we try to help them by giving money to this kind of person here, and the people who work here.
She meant white boy.
Included all of
Dude,
the people in this
so
country,
fucking amazing,
and those
man.
Title I families who need some.
When are the Oscars? Because everything they've been doing for the past 2 weeks, they're phenomenal. You almost believe it. I almost believe it. Now I want to go in the Department of Education.
Some help, both in urban areas and rural areas, and mothers who can't even afford the child care that they need for their children while they're taking these jobs, making minimum wages, and we're helping.
Wait, what does child care have to do with this? Because that's at least 6 hours the mom can be without the kids. I'm confused. Why is the Department of Education paying for that? That makes absolutely no sense. Now I want to know what the Department of Education really spending shit on. I mean, the mom's not going to school. Maybe I could understand it if the mom was going to school trying to better herself. But she's not. She's working minimum wage. But y'all ask yourself, no offense to you single parents out there, but were they ready to have kids? Especially if they're younger. And why are they a single parent? Is it because that single parenthood gets more money from the government? I'm not saying anything about you single mothers, parents, but there are certain communities, that's how they make all their money. By being a single mother of 12 kids with 12 different baby daddies. That sounds like a Mexican family though, doesn't it? But no. No. Continue.
Up in there with Title I, and this man is blocking the door. He says he's a federal employee. He won't tell us who gave him permission to do this. All he knows is he's going to stand here and tell the members of Congress who are...
If he was told to stand block that door, he doesn't have to answer any of your fucking questions. You know that, right? He could just stand there and be like, you need to back up. And then all the theatrics would have gone away.
Elected who vote for the funding for all of them in this building and for the student loans and for the Title I family.
Student loans are exactly that. Loans. No one forced them to sign.
Anybody. Is that right?
Does this remind you of the other people who have blocked the schoolhouse doors before?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, there it is.
It's a flashback.
There it is. It's all about race. I knew that somebody was going to say that. I knew somebody was going to get to that. Ma'am, this whole thing that was the cherry on top. That right there. That's it. Let them in. Let them in or you're racist. You're racist against people trying to get a real education. I get it.
Yes.
You know, this is a
oh look, a super
rights
big camera.
violation.
They're for the
prepared
fucking...
to lock the schoolhouse doors.
Yeah.
Of 49 million children in America.
Yo, you do realize like the schools here in Clarksville, unless you have business, you're not allowed in there. You can be like, I'm a member of Congress. I want to come walk through the school. First of all, why? You're going to interrupt the classes.
And even more students who receive scholarships and loans and grants for higher education.
Loans and grants, don't they come from the state? You know what? After all this, it seems like all they're worried about is college. They're worried about colleges. Why should colleges be worried about Department of Education? You know why it's so expensive to go to colleges? Ask the colleges. Ask them. Maybe it's all the money they have to spend. Because these professors are going to want, chunk of change. The way I see it, if you're a college professor, you're just the same as a high school fucking gym teacher teaching you fucking geometry. Why should you get paid more? Right? That's why colleges get expensive. Especially when they get grants. Why should it be expensive?
Our police come to the scene. And I know he was told to come out here and do this.
So is it his job?
He was told to come out here and block members of Congress from entering at all access entries.
So he's doing his job.
As we fight in defense of public education and students.
Maybe he'll save his job.
Now he's
okay,
getting
back
aggressive.
up, and this is going to go out in history.
Yo.
The man who blocked the doors of the Department of... Hold your face up so they can see you.
Hold on. Everybody get a good look at his face. Sir, I applaud you. You stayed stoic, and you basically told them all to fuck off. And in so much nicer ways. And you can tell he's about done with your bullshit. I applaud you, young man. Old man. I don't know how old you are, but I assume you're older than me. I'm just assuming here.
Department of Education, get a good copy of him. Let him get recorded in history for what he's doing today. Let his children see him.
He's trying to dock them.
Let his children know that he was standing in the way of all children being educated. Look them in the eye. Come on, hold your face up. Look at them. Let them see you.
So since he's blocking the door, my kid in college and my kid in high school, they're not going to be taught? I can solve this. I can solve this. Ladies and gentlemen, homeschool your children. Homeschool your children. Problem solved. Yes. Yes.
This is him. Look at it. What's your name?
What's your name, young man?
Tell us.
Whoa. See? She's trying to dox the fuck out of him. You know what, Maxine Waters? I'm going to look into your background.
Your name. Give me that ID again.
Whoa.
So what?
I showed you the ID.
You do what?
I showed you the ID.
Could you let me see the ID again?
No.
Huh?
No.
No? Will someone else ask him for the ID? Will you ask him for it? He won't let me see it again. You didn't see it.
I haven't
You didn't
seen
see
it.
it. They didn't see it.
Because
Well, you were
is a
probably
question
put
as
the
to
fucking
whether or not
glasses
you're
on.
a private security agent that's important to us, or an employee of the Department of Education.
There's no identification on you that we can see. Did you get that picture? Everybody got that
another
picture?
job when they closed down the Department of Education? Have you been promised another job in lieu
So you're
of...
letting us in? I'm going into something
didn't let
else.
you see
So
the
we'll be
ID.
going in with you. We'll go in with you.
Good luck.
We're not dangerous. I'm not. I got
Oh, no, y'all been pretty
arthritis. I'm
threatening.
not going to hurt you.
Oh, he wants you. He wants you to do something.
I
so he
can't.
can
I can't, Maxine. I'm not capable.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
I
yeah.
got is
Yeah.
my mouth,
Yeah.
my questions,
Yeah.
my agency as Article
Back
1
up.
of the
Excuse
Constitution.
me.
That's
let
all
him
I
see.
got.
He's blocking his
That's
ears.
all I got.
He's blocking his ears.
All I got.
Back
That's
up,
all I
'cause
got.
you're being
I'm
threatened.
not a prize fighter, except for children. I'm speaking on behalf of my 3 children, my 3 grandchildren, my...
She's not speaking on anybody's behalf other than her own political interest. Theatrics, guys. The hand movement, the faces, the way that she tones it out. This is theatrics. She gives 2 fucks.
3 great-grandchildren. And for the ones that are coming, I got 3 great-grandchildren.
Look at the camera.
I'm
That's who you're
guaranteed
talking to.
have a legacy of more children who are going to need an education. And I am here standing in the gap for them. I got a 2-year-old great-granddaughter who can't do what I'm doing today.
And she's 2 years old.
Of
course she can't do what you're doing today.
I've been in this building so many times, still have other members of Congress. It's our job.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, his name is Jim Harefield.
Are you fucking kidding me?
In your columns. Jim
Are you fucking kidding me?
Is that your name? Oh, he said.
Are you fucking serious, Maxine? Now there's going to be everybody coming to attack that man. You stupid bitch. If anything happens to him, I hope you're charged. Anything. I hope you're charged, and I hope you lose a lot of fucking money that you stole from the government through your programs for USAID, for your programs for the Department of Education, for your programs for what else you fucking involved in. You're probably involved in like Boeing and all those things because you know there's a war coming up because you guys already planned it, whether it's internal or external. You don't care. You can tell the difference between who people care and people that are just there to make theatrics. I mean, you can do it, see it now. There's more emotion and reality to what you're saying. They don't give two fucking shits what's going on.
There are a lot of people that I run into.
All right. So now that we're done with the college-educated Congress people, because, you know, I'm a member of Congress, I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm special. To, I guess the uncollege-educated liberals. Y'all ready for some stupidity? I am. Just gotta make sure I get it on the right part. Y'all ready for some street interviews? This is about... So I went to the gym with my kid earlier today. That's why I came in late. And we had to fill out a form. And I was putting my other kid's info on it. And on, you know, where it says male or female. And I'm like, so what you're saying is there's only two genders. And then I looked at her again. And she smiled. I was like, never mind. The president said there's only two genders. So yeah, good job. Not that that made any fucking sense. It was funny at the time. And I can't remember what I said word for word, okay?
Huge shout out to our friends over at Undertac for sponsoring this video. The US government is officially only recognizing two sexes, male and female. I want to know.
Can you guess what this guy's gender? Oh. Sorry, I just gave it away. Can you guess what this person's gender is? Huh? I say male. He says tomato. Wait.
How do you feel about that? Good thing or bad thing?
Actually, that irks me.
Why does that hurt you?
Because it's just, I mean...
You said irk?
Yeah,
okay.
It irks me, yeah. I don't think that should just be justifiable. That, you know, the government's only...
I'm going to tell you right now, guys. This guy right here specifically... I can't remember if it's him or one of the other ladies. And they're like, give me a specific example. And they really can't. And they just keep walking around in circles like that soul coughing song.
Only going to recognize two genders, you know. What about others like us, you know?
Yeah, what are you?
I'm transgender.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Like, this isn't like...
What gender are you?
I'm transgender.
Oh.
I don't care.
Oh, he's transgender. Buddy, just realize if you're transgender, you kind of have to be a gender. If you have to add something in front of it, that's like a prefix, then that's maybe not your gender.
It doesn't bother me. Like, this isn't like we're talking about fascism here. Come on.
Shut up, Dom.
Is that fascism? Is that the position that the federal government should be taking? What do you think?
No.
No. Why not?
Because there's more than two sexes.
What other sexes are you referring to for the audience?
She could be right because you got oral, vaginal, and anal. Those are 3 different types of sex. Right? Right? All right.
What, male, female, non-binary, genderqueer. There's so many.
What other sexes are there?
Well,
in your view, for the audience?
Transsexual, you know, it could be transsexual, or they could be, I don't know if hermaphrodite's the right word, you know, but not defined.
Okay. So that's the other category that you would say, okay, that's not male or female, so maybe include them.
Sure.
I think that's pretty irritating, considering that's not what biology and reality reflects, and that's not what
Wait.
most.
She's saying there's more than two genders. But she's saying that's not what biology says. Biology says there's two genders. Wait, what? Maybe I heard her wrong.
Biology and reality reflects irritating.
So maybe include them.
Sure.
I think that's pretty irritating, considering that's not what biology and reality reflects, and that's not what most scientists and doctors and psychologists recognize. And I feel like it's just, you know, Donald Trump's just trying, he doesn't, you know, he cares a lot. He supposedly wants to be like all free speech, but he's like censoring and trying to diminish LGBT communities and people living with HIV. And I just think that, plus, like, people who are intersex are just as common as people with.
Alright, this is the bitch. This is the bitch that's all over the fucking board. And never really gets back to the answer. And I like how she's wearing a mask. Fuck, I don't even know if it's a he or a she now. Because they got that transgender fucking hat. Why the mask? You look like you haven't washed your hair in like a decade. But you take the mask off for an interview? How does that make sense? Oh, it doesn't. Got it.
With red hair, as people who have XY chromosomes, XX chromosomes, X chromosome.
That's
and other
chromosome. That's a new
variations.
one.
With intersex, as far as I'm aware,
Yeah.
when it does come to that one, an intersex umbrella term, there's several conditions under that umbrella term, basically. But every single one of those conditions is either technically male or female. Is that correct?
Well, actually, that's not necessarily true, because the doctor would assign a female or male sex, but actually there's been instances where it was assigned, but then later it was inaccurate.
Why is that not a good thing?
Because some people that have transgender.
Bro. If a doctor comes out and so-called assigns them a gender, and it later turns out to be inaccurate, I'm confused. So if the baby comes out with a dick, the doctor assigns it as a boy, and you got a girl that comes out with a vagina, and the doctor assigns it as a girl. Biology. It's biology. You know, like they said, that it's been all wrong. It's kind of biology. Just maybe toss it out there.
Into from being a male to a female or opposite of that, they should be recognized also.
Well,
that's their choice.
Would that fall under the category of male and female?
I don't think so.
So my mom and I were actually having a debate about this. I actually am a lawyer and a teacher of consciousness, and I actually wrote the very first...
Yo, a teacher of whatever the fuck she said. Consciousness? What is a teacher of consciousness exactly? Because I think I qualify to be a teacher of consciousness.
National Transgender Access Policy
Never
in the
mind.
country in 2003.
Never mind. Cut that. Sling load. Nope.
Or 2004
Right.
for the New York City shelter system. I believe that there should be actually 3 genders.
Look at her hands. Why does she only have one glove on? I mean, you don't need to take the other one off for an interview. It was kind of like the mask lady.
There should be...
We're talking about sexes, though. But you're saying you would prefer two sexes and another category?
I don't know exactly what the difference between gender and sex is, so that would have to be defined within the executive order. But I would say that the correct way to write an executive order should be there should be a male, a female, and a non-binary, meaning that you don't identify with either one, which would be the most inclusive policy, respecting the differences of others, but also respecting those who believe that we are biologically born either as female or male.
Two sexes, male and female. Support it or no?
Yeah.
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 Why do you support it? Just to return to normalcy or what?
Just science.
Yo, black people.
Science. Yeah.
Facts.
Facts, yeah.
I'll
Science.
tell you straight
I
up.
think it's a return to normalcy. Right on, man. What about you?
The same. I mean, that's what I grew up with. Two sexes, male, female.
Male and female? Good thing or bad thing?
Bad thing.
Why a bad thing?
Because people should have the choice to choose they want to be.
When it comes to the federal government, do you think that should be in the federal government as well?
No.
No, you're not real.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think that
should?
I don't know what do you want to call it? An ideology, a gender ideology, whatever you want to call it. Should that be in the federal government or should it not be?
It should not be.
It should not be.
Yes.
Okay. So you maybe do.
It should have nothing to do with the government.
Right. So maybe you do agree with the executive order in an odd way, because that's just saying, okay, this is what we're acknowledging. It's not banning it. It's just saying, based on federal policy, this is what we're looking at here. Do you think that's reasonable or no?
I guess so.
It's kind of a brain scratcher, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
I see. So they are not recognizing gender. They're just going based off sex for policy, stuff like that. Is that reasonable or no?
No.
So why do you say that isn't reasonable? We've tabled gender here. Why is it not reasonable to acknowledge just two sexes?
I don't know. It's not wrong, you know?
I'm sorry?
He's wrong. He's just wrong.
How?
And then I guess one more question for you. When it comes to people that do believe there are only two sexes, you would describe those people as wrong. There are a lot of people that I run into. Hey, two sexes. But also 2/3 of Americans believe that. What would your message to them be?
Off.
All right, you guys, let's take a moment to talk about today's sponsor.
The 2/3 of you that believe there's only two genders, she wants you to fuck. I think it's a she. They wanted you to fuck off. All right. Good. It's not like I'm going to hang around and have a conversation with you, lady. Dude. Bro. Zippity.
Should meet all the needs, get away from this fighting, because this to me is an outlier issue. It affects less than probably 1% of the population, and things that affect 99% of the population are the price of rent, the price of food, how clean and safe our streets are.
I will touch on that because it actually became such a big issue. I talk to people all over the country, and it became such a big issue because, yes, it does affect a small...
I'm not going to lie. I knew they existed, but it never crossed my mind, Wow, that person over there, is a 55-year-old man wearing a miniskirt, which is kind of weird when the first time I saw it. I was like, oh my God, I really want to throw up. I don't know where we're going. I remember that too. It was in fucking Nashville.
People, but it is introduced, gender theory, the ideology is introduced in college campuses, middle schools, high schools across the nation, libraries, all sorts of places.
That's
There's a major
where the Department of
institutional
Education
push
comes
for
into
it.
play, right? They're the one that teaches them there's more than one gender or two genders. No, that shit was a straight up miniskirt, dude. There's no fucking ifs, ands, or buts about it. And the crop top didn't help.
Which made it impact other people. So you saw a lot of school districts flipping, let's say, saying, okay, well, we don't want that ideology in the school district, therefore it now affects so many other people. Do you hear what I'm saying there?
I think a lot of this has to do with an underlying depopulation agenda that, frankly, no mainstream media is able to touch upon.
Depopulation
Because what
agenda?
they're really doing is trying to reduce world population growth. And the best way to do that is basically to remove polarity. I teach a lot of relationship psychology.
Right.
And actually, if you want to create very conscious and healthy marriages, you want people to basically, and it doesn't matter if you're biologically born a certain way or...
Well, I don't agree with their argument. Because if you transition, and you date the same sex, I guess, can't get pregnant. Boom! Depopulation.
Or not, or if you're gay or straight, but you want there to be a lot of polarity. It's the way magnets attract. You have a positive charge and a negative charge.
Well, coming for someone that's gay, that's kind of,
Right.
you know, a big topic right there. So I think it's going to probably be, I can't give you a thought really on it. I mean...
you mentioned that
Take a
you're
hit off your
gay.
vape.
Yeah, I mean,
In your view, for the audience, what does that have to do with recognizing
the male and female?
male and female, two sexes?
Because the difference is because there was an order signed, but you know they wanted to keep the sexes separated. You know, like.
Do you think that's important in places like rape clinics or women's prisons or other places that are specifically for one sex?
Everybody should have their own opinion on their sexuality and men and women and everything. When it comes to the prisons and everything, when you go to prison, you happen to just fall into coming out either gay or bisexual. That's my opinion.
Coming out of the prison system?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What do you mean by that?
A lot of women are, when I went in, I was just regular, and when I came back out, I was gay.
You went to prison?
Nigga, she said regular. So she thinks being gay is abnormal. Irregular. Wow. If you're gay, you're irregular. You're abnormal. Holy shit. I don't think she knows what she just said.
Prison?
Yes, I did.
Do you mind if I ask what you went to prison for?
It was for DUI. It was for DUI.
How long were you in prison for?
23 months.
23 months. And then you were...
Yo, who gets 23 months for one DUI? Is it that long in New York City?
Straight when you went into prison, and then you came out of prison.
And I was gay. Because that's just the way the sexuality runs sometimes, like with different people. So,
do you look at prison and say, prison made me gay, or?
No, I don't look at it that way, but I'm happier now than ever. So.
And as for, separating the prison system based on two sexes, do you think that's important since you were in prison?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Why do you think that's important?
Because people should have their own opinion, opinion on their own sexuality.
Okay.
When they sign orders and stuff like that, it makes me think that they're trying to make people not themselves. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's difficult to come out in public, but now there's a lot more people out in public doing their own thing.
Where do you guys stand?
Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly had no idea what she said. I don't know if it's because I'm high. I have no idea what she said.
Okay. I do identify as female, but
you identify
the patients
or
I
you
work
are?
with, the crowd is a lot of transgender, and it's not fair to them. I am also in the LGBT community, so I got a little feels, but
oh my God.
Let people be who they are. Why does it bother you?
As what the fuck, he says it all the time. She's got the infinity gauntlet of woke. The infinity gauntlet of wokeism. I'm thinking that's Greg. Yeti, help me out here if you're here.
That's my stance on it.
What do you think?
My stance, honestly, like I said, we both work in a community where we do support the LGBT community, and I do identify as a female. I just think it's really it's really sensitive. It's really not. There's no sort of compassion coming from the government or anything like that to support human rights. Because at the end of the day, it's still considered human rights to be able to identify yourself with whoever you want to be. Yeah. So I'm opposing.
LGBT got a whole month of celebration.
That's true.
How many for veterans?
I don't even know, but they should.
They get it like a day.
Yeah. I don't know how to take that. really don't.
It's a holiday. We get paid to take off. Think about that. Think about that. And they
for their rights. They don't have to fight for their rights, so we get a whole month because we're
Veterans
fighting.
don't have to fight for their rights?
I mean, no.
When it comes
Gotcha.
comes down to it, how do you feel about federal policy, you know, the approach for federal policy being male-female, that has an impact on, let's say, rape centers, that has an impact on prisons, on, you know, sports, whatever it may be, on everything. Do you think it's a, you know, we've had a lot of people saying, hey, it's a good thing because that's just the neutral standpoint. You can believe what you want to believe, they can believe what they want to believe, but the federal government should be neutral and basing it off of that. What would your response to that be?
I'm a little confused, actually. Can you repeat that?
I don't understand your question.
You know?
Let me read you a part of the executive order. It'll just take a quick second, and I'm going to read you a quote. NBC, they're quoting the executive order saying, the erasure of sex and language and policy, government policy, has a corrosive impact not just on women, but the validity of the entire American system. It continues saying, the gender order also prevents taxpayer funds from being used for gender transition healthcare and mandates privacy and intimate spaces. This is the second part. To ensure that single-sex spaces, such as prisons and rape shelters, are designated by sex. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't.
Why do you not agree with that?
Because I just don't agree with it.
Why?
I don't agree with that at all.
I'm kind of mentally tired, so that's kind of
Mentally
affecting me
retarded.
right now, but I will say that it just ends up hurting. It just ends up, it's just, because, I mean, I'm having trouble putting my thoughts together right now, but it just, I think someone summed it up pretty well. It's like it ends up, yeah, no, sorry.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Absolutely
Okay.
not.
Yeah, why is that?
I feel like you can identify whoever you want to be. I feel like that's your God-given right. If you are a woman and you're born as a woman and you want to transition to a
That
man,
wasn't so much of what I was saying, but yeah.
I'm gonna be a little controversial.
okay.
No, fuck you. I don't really,
What do you think?
You say no.
I don't want. I understand the views of parents who
Right.
don't want trans women in the bathroom with their daughters. I understand that.
Right?
Wholeheartedly understand it. Maybe they should have a separate bathroom.
They do. It's a male's
They
room.
try to do equality. But I mean, you can still be separated and equal.
Obviously, the federal government has an impact on policy and stuff like that. Do you agree with any of that I just read?
Wait, can you, sorry.
The two things was essentially making sure that single-sex areas are remaining single-sex. There's no debate about any of it. It's just male and female. Then the other thing is no taxpayer funds
Oh, look at that piss
for
water truck behind him.
medically transitioning your body, the appearance of your body.
I don't know. It's hard because, like, I don't know, like prisons, like, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's hard because, like, if someone,
Should men that are identifying as women be allowed to go into a women's prison or women's rape clinic?
I feel
Shelter.
like the
There
rape
you go.
shelter, they should. The prison, I don't know. I guess it, like, it's hard because I'm like, I don't know what the comfort level of everyone is. Like, I don't know if they'd want to feel more comfortable. Like, I don't know. That's a really hard one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, it's interesting. Kind of as you hear little parts, it gets some gears turning, being like, okay, I don't know where I stand on that, but it's certainly something to think about.
I don't know.
One, I'll give you some of my views on it. I mean, when it comes down to the federal government, they obviously have an effect, like I mentioned, on policy, and those two things being pretty big examples of that. Do you think it is important for the federal government to be basing their position not on any ideological aspect, but just on biological fact?
I think
What are your thoughts?
I think it depends on, like, I guess this, I don't know, it's hard because it, like I want to be super supportive of, like, everyone's choice to kind of, like, choose how
You're
they
sympathetic
are.
to
Yeah,
people
like,
and what they're going through.
But then it's also hard because that stuff, I'm like, I don't know, like, how you would regulate, like, prisons.
I
Like,
do.
I don't, like, that's, I don't know.
Now, you mentioned the X part, the non-binary part. That's what they're trying to get rid of the gray area on. Do you think that that's important when it comes to the federal government having an impact on things like, let's say, prisons and rape shelters? Should there be that gray area when it comes to women's rape shelters?
So I wrote the transgender policy for the New York City homeless shelter system, which at that time was housing about 65,000 people in the city of New York. Homeless shelters are designated by birth gender, and the push was from the transgender community was that it should be what you identify as.
Which side do you agree with?
Well, I wrote the policy, so obviously I wanted them to have access because I felt that was constitutionally fair. However, you have to take into concern safety considerations. Let's say that a male to female transsexual or transgender person wants to enter a female shelter system, and there are women in that female shelter system who've been raped or women who've had sexual assault.
Would you support that?
You have to create.
It's crazy to think about that. I don't know why I've never thought about that before. If a woman was sexually assaulted and she's at one of these shelters, and you have one of these transgender, that has access because it was sexually assaulted as well. That would, that makes no sense.
Create something that works for everybody. So it works for this person who wants to identify with their gender as to what shelter placement they want to go into, but respects the safety needs and concerns of a large part of the population who may be grounded in fear. And I think that's what generally is happening in the United States right now. The level of anxiety and fear is very high. And when you have a lot of fear and anxiety, you trigger very fast. You become very afraid, and it causes a lot of infighting. And so you need to have somebody who actually understands the needs of various constituencies and wants to broker peace by aligning more needs as opposed to creating more polarization where you have more fighting. Because when you separate and divide a population, they're very easy to control.
This debate is to ensure single-sex spaces stay single-sex. Rape shelters, prisons, maybe even sports locker rooms. What are your thoughts on that position?
I think it's being overblown by some Trump people who've taken MAGA red pills.
So you have no problem with people saying what they want to say, obviously.
At all.
But you do have a problem if the government is doing that as well. You like when the government is going based on the facts. Is that correct?
Yes, because bathrooms. I don't think that a little girl should be in the same bathroom as a grown-ass man.
Let's say I identify as a woman and I go into a women's rape clinic. Do you think I should be allowed to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think you should be able to use my bathroom, but
No, not a bathroom, but a rape clinic.
yeah.
We can't just be, does that mean that we're going to get refused service if we don't go by what we were born to?
What should the federal government base policy off of?
What's up,
if
Community
not
Cardio?
Fact and science.
Well, that is really hard to me to say, really. I mean, science or facts are two different things, I usually go by what we're free to express ourselves to who we are. I'm not much of a politician, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we can tell.
Well, yeah, I don't think it doesn't seem like there's a ban on, hey, if you want to identify a certain way, they're preventing that. It's more of the U.S. government only recognizes two sexes, male and female. Why is that wrong?
I mean, I'm not a specialist on the LGBT.
Oh, it's okay. Just in your opinion.
But
my opinion, I just think it's wrong. I mean, that's like me acknowledging that you're...
How does he have no opinion on the LGBT when he's literally fucking part of it? Don't tell me he's not.
You are Democratic or Republican, We only going to acknowledge, we're basically, you're just a politic, that you're not Democratic, but that you're not Democratic, that you're more of a Republican, and that's just going to make everybody else feel, we don't have a saying on this,
Do you think that the majority of Americans should rule on what the U.S. government should recognize?
No. No. because we have freedom. It's in our amendment, you know. We have
Go back to that. No, no, no. He should have said it one more time. No, no, no.
freedom to express who we are, you know, how we feel like. I mean,
Does that freedom, does that go into, you would say that should go into federal policy, though?
You know, you think this dude has implants
Or is it kind of, hey, you can do what you
Or
want,
they're just
but this
fake?
is how the federal government looks at things?
no, federal government just wants to control you, wants to control how you run your life.
Oh.
And that's not right. This is the land of
Are you
the
back?
free. You know, we make our choices. We run our life based on the choices we make. Next thing you know, it's just going to be run like a communist country. And I'm not going to be sticking around if this is going to be this way, restricting us of our rights, our needs. It's not right. It's not human.
Some people we were speaking with were saying it's discriminatory. Others were saying, no, it's the truth. I mean, that's what it is. You can believe what you want to believe, but this is the truth. Federal policy needs to be based on that. Do you think it's more discriminatory, or do you think it is the truth and it's a good idea?
I don't know. I've not really given much thought about it, actually. Honestly, for my week off of work this week, it's kind of brain dead. That's why I'm like,
Something to think about.
yeah, something to think about, but I'll think about it.
Yeah, it's a good question, but I'd have to think more about that. I don't really think I could give you an answer off the top of my head.
Under this agenda as well, they have
You think these guys have no free will or free thought? Especially this guy right here. Where's my mouse? This guy right here. I'm not really sure what he's trying to be. But this dude should be the model. The exact model of mental illness. For can't really say transgenderism, but this dude, I don't think he believes anything he's saying. He just uses buzzwords.
Donald Trump, signed an executive order basically banning the use of taxpayer dollars
Bet she has a
for
Minecraft
medically
server.
transitioning. Should we be using taxpayer dollars for that?
Should we be using taxpayer? No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Should taxpayer dollars be?
Yo. You think this guy's a chomo? You know, the way he talks, acts, and the way he, just exudes. He seems like the chomos.
Be used for medical transition procedures or anything like that, or no?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question.
It's
Really.
okay.
I don't.
I mean, if you want to be, if you're a male and you want to be a female, that's on your own thing. I mean, I don't see that, but why should everybody else have to pay for it?
Male and female. That's going to go into federal policy and all that stuff. Good thing or bad thing?
But pretty sure it's going to get thrown out in court. Any challenge. A lot of Trump stuff's going to get thrown out.
No, it's not.
It's unfair, and it's playing to his base. I'm not particularly worried about Trump as much as other people, because I feel like within 2 years he'll lose control of the House. It's going to blow up in his face, all the things that he's doing, because a lot of people that voted for him, I didn't, I voted Harris. A lot of people that voted for him were anti-Biden, not necessarily pro-Trump, and he's doing all these things that are going to piss or infuriate them.
Like Israel?
And as a result of that, I don't see him...
Like Israel Trump? Trying to take Gaza over, huh?
I think he's trying to get everything done real fast before it sets in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. A lot of what he's been doing has been undoing a lot of what Biden did. But, this is kind of how that first 100 days are in office. There's a lot going on, and there's no doubt, he signed a lot of executive orders. And we're just picking one to talk about. Now, it is an overall agenda, the Restoring Sanity agenda. That's what they refer to it as. It's also...
it's also based on racism and
oh my God,
privilege and protection of rich white men.
I'm gonna tell you a funny story. You go on I do this on Facebook all the time. I troll people. And it was something about, deporting the illegals. And I'm like, good. Just put good. And then you get the people, the social justice warrior white person. Let me make this big screen. I like to emphasize. This there's actually 2 of them. It was great. But I noticed, I check profiles. If you're going to fucking make a comment on mine that's pretty stupid, I want to know what you look like. And they were both white. Right? So after going back and forth, and then I do the Uno reverse. Bro. You're basically talking shit about immigration to a guy who's a first generation American. Oh, by the way, just happens to be a minority. So now you're racist? Huh? And then, somebody had to make a comment where it's like sucking or gagging on something. I'm like, oh, motherfucker. Now you're going against me because I'm an immigrant, because I'm brown, and now you're a homophobe? Woo-wee. Yeah, those niggas stopped. They quit. They cut Sling Load. Because at that point, I got them. I do have infinity gauntlets of wokeism. I just don't use them. Not the gay part, though. That just happened to come off the fly.
And oligarchy, and I mean, it's meant to...
But specifically, I'm sorry, I should clarify. I'm talking about this kind of umbrella, this executive order when it comes to only acknowledging 2 sexes. And the reason I'm talking about this is because, for me, I don't know, it seems like a very interesting topic when it comes to the federal government acknowledging 2 sexes. That has an impact on federal policy, perhaps rape shelters, perhaps prisons. So do you think that the federal government should be basing their position on that, on the science and the facts, or ideology? What do you think?
What do I think? Should the government base its own science? That's always the case, but this is obviously an ideological move. It's a play to his base.
Said science.
As much as you may not like it, half this country believes, or close to half this country believes that that's the case, and without considering the fairness of it or anything.
I'm sorry, what's the case?
That there should only be two recognition. There's enough people that feel that way that justifies his move.
It's actually 2/3, and that's why we're talking about it, because it is a majority of Americans that do believe, hey, it's just...
I don't believe that.
I know it.
I honestly, if you ask somebody to examine their conscience and say that, and say, do you honestly believe that there should...
Pretty much every single poll shows that. I mean, you can pull up NBC and you'll see it. So it makes the conversation much more interesting here, because you mentioned he's doing it for his base, but it's for the majority of the American people agree with this, and the overwhelming majority of the American people.
I would contest that the majority of American people really, first of all, have given it much thought, because my opinion is live and let live. I don't really,
If you, let's say you're from rural Kentucky and you've never really given a thought to it, right? Because to you, there's only 2 genders, and nobody around you plays that fucking bullshit. Then you ask them, hey, how many genders are there? Oh, there's only 2. You're a homophobe. No. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, fuck.
And I'm not really... I'd have to see the polls, because I'm not sure that I believe that...
Would you like me to pull one up?
No, I mean, I'm taking your word for it. But I can honestly feel that, like...
I don't believe you. I need to see the polls. You want me to pull a poll up? Yeah, I believe you. Huh.
Half the country feels that way, at least. But there's enough sane people in the world.
Look at the bet in the back.
My question is about this stuff. You want people, you want to be compassionate. You want people to be who they are and who they're comfortable being and all of that. Federal policy is a different conversation, and you do want it to be based on truth and science. So is it that wrong in your view?
Is it like a horrible...
Saying there's 2 sexes.
Do I think that's one of the most grievous things he's done in the last...
You said truth and
science. Would you prefer the federal government did not do that?
I would prefer the federal government not enter into people's decisions on how to live and stuff like that.
Right.
But...
Well, We definitely agree there, for sure. Part of the executive order is preventing taxpayer dollars being used for medically transitioning.
But he's done a lot
your
of
thoughts
that.
on that?
He's done a lot of that.
Should we be using taxpayer dollars for people
that have
medically transitioning their bodies?
It's not that simple. I mean, doctors say it's necessary, and therefore that's justification for spending the money. I mean, honestly, yes. And if you can't afford it, the government should assist you in trying to just make your life better. No, the government shouldn't cut. But don't you think that there's laws out there? See, he's jumped the gun.
You're talking about necessary. You're talking about necessary. How so?
Well,
would it be necessary?
I mean,
let's say like a top surgery, medically necessary for somebody that is looking to change the appearance of their body.
That's part of the completion. If that's what they want to, if that's how they want to express them, acknowledge themselves as like female versus. I'm not really sure that one there too. There are laws certainly within states and stuff that he's jumped the gun and made a whole lot of moves that circumvent law, and he doesn't have the power to do that. And I feel like those things are going to get thrown out in court.
I think you're bringing up an important point right there when it comes to, hey, this stuff has to go through Congress because ultimately it's just going to get tossed out.
It's going to get thrown out in court. All of this stuff will.
Maybe taxpayer-funded medical procedures for changing your body. I don't know.
For that? You don't think there's enough advocacy for that?
I think there's enough advocacy against the overwhelming majority of Americans. Yeah.
Especially when it comes to pain.
No, I know that. I'm not making this up. This is just
I'm not suggesting that you are. I just don't. It's not within my world. It
doesn't. You think the majority of people are in favor?
Bingo. His world. Just like I live in my own reality, so does he. So I guess they exist in his mind, in his little world, and he doesn't hear those polls, even though they're coming from his liberal news sources.
For taxpayer-funded, what is essentially a sex change operation. It's like an 80-20 issue.
Yeah, well.
Maybe even a 90-10 issue.
Ultimately, what you really want, I think, is you want to put your taxpayer dollars and funding into things that affect the largest amount of the population. You don't want outlier issues stymieing systemic change. You also want to identify the autonomy and the authenticity of people to basically be who they are in a democratic and free society, which is probably the foundation.
Hey, hear me out. By their logic and the members of Congress, right? I'm a member of Congress. I identify as a member of Congress. There you go. I can just walk into the White House.
Of what always made America the greatest country in the world. And what you have right now is one issue after another issue that's causing division in this country, where that is so antithetical to what a democratic and free society is.
So the Department of Education's out there pushing this same information. The USAID, this was some of their projects, was promoting shit like this around the world. Promoting Drag Queen Story Hour, promoting transgender awareness, promoting transgender surgeries, paying for transgender surgeries. This is the USAID. This is what they're doing overseas. They're trying to make it like, oh, these guys are the marginalized because nobody wants to help them. Oh, we're going to come in. We're the big gods. You know what's funny, though? You think the Africans would have learned their lesson. Bad as that sounds, last time colonizers came in, it didn't end up well for them.
Basically taking us back into the dark ages. And I think a lot of that is because there's a larger agenda.
Are we comparing the... No, I hear what you're saying. I'm just trying to get some clarification. Are we comparing the recognition of two sexes only as going back to the dark ages? Because it might be like...
Not necessarily.
Like
Not
10 years,
necessarily.
maybe 10 years ago.
I mean, I don't look at life that way. You know, I try to basically, if you really want to broker peace in the world, you have to sit in all seats.
What do you mean?
And unfortunately, it's really hard to sit in all seats. So I can understand when people say, like, look, this is biological, because it goes back
Made me sit on
that
please.
polarity that I'm saying that creates that sexual charge, that creates people to have more and more kids. But if there's a secret hidden agenda to depopulate the earth because population is growing too large, which is a truth.
That's you fail to see that, lady. You're saying it's about depopulation, but you're advocating for transgender surgeries, right? These surgeries will prevent them from having children. What's up, Dusty? You want to talk about depopulation? That's exactly what's happening, and you're being for it.
You can see it everywhere. It's why there's no housing. It's why there's not enough food to feed people. It's why they want to move to veganism. Like, you have to say, okay, that is an honest agenda issue. And if people want to take themselves out of the game, either because they're involuntarily celibate or they're picking paths that are probably not going to create the sexual charge that will result in, progeny, that's okay too.
When it comes down to Americans that say, hey, there are only two sexes, it's male and female, everything else is, made up. What would your response to that be?
It's not made up because some people are born who they are. I think you should just feel good for who you are inside, and express control. Like I say, he's controlling how everybody should be, like a communist country should.
Hey, I'm thinking back to the original, what asylums really were. Bro, they would have put me in an asylum. Because we're one of the ones that we want to hear the truth. We want to understand our real past. We're supposed to forget. We're all going to be put in an asylum. Thank you, whoever this guy is.
That's not right. It's not right.
If 2/3 of Americans believe that there are only two sexes and that's it, is Donald Trump doing the will of the people or no?
It's not. Definitely not. No.
Yes, he is.
He's going against everybody's right, and he's not taking for himself that we have rights to express who we are. It is in our amendment,
There we go.
And he's
meddling
with it. He's restricting a whole lot of things. This is just going to cause war,
What
not for us civil war, but also through country war as well.
I've talked to some people in Philly.
So because we won't identify, accept transgender, it's going to start a civil war. 2/3 against 1/3 is not exactly going to be working out for them, especially when it's the transgenders fighting against, good old boys. It's not going to work out well for them. And it's not going to work out well for them around the world. You think we got 2/3? Go to Africa.
That I've mentioned, okay, well, this executive order, this is just to appeal to the base, to Trump's base, and maybe it's bigoted. What would your guys' response to somebody making that argument be?
Trump's base, I'm not even a political person, really. Either side doesn't matter to me. I'm all about just people having their own beliefs and living their life that way, and not letting it affect other people. This affected other people because we're always walking around on tiptoes and things like that. I don't care what anyone wants to do with their life, really. I support that. But having it pushed down our throats like that and making people have that belief system really changed how I feel as a person.
Well, you guys, I am here in studio because I may or may not have forgotten to film an outro for this video, but I do think we found a pretty...
Oh my god, that hurts so much. That hurts so much. Maybe I should just be a normal, lemming. So much easier to just go along to get along. So much easier. Because then I could look at these people and go, you know what, that makes sense. That makes total sense. I believe them. I believe them totally. I understand their cause. No, I don't. If I've experienced racism in my life, I probably exposed it and went after it. For the most part, it doesn't affect me. In the moment it will. I don't dwell on it. There's no reason to. Because you think about it. The only people that see racism are the ones that are racist in themselves. So that means the only people that believe in transgender is transphobia. They just hate themselves. I get it. They probably hate themselves. So they want to be somebody else instead of being in touch with reality. It's crazy. I'm fucking philosophizing right now. I'm fucking Socrates and shit. Guess where I got that from? Alright, dude. Alright, we got one more video. And it looks like it's going to be a locals catch, so I know a lot of people don't have locals, and Zippity didn't drop the locals link, but it's okay. We're going to continue on with stupid people, and hopefully we all, either get a really good laugh out of this because we're going to troll them, or I'm going to troll them, or not troll them, but what's the word I'm looking for? Mock them. Or maybe they'll change my mind. Do you guys think this will change my mind? Let's find out. Caitlin, where's your intro? There it is.
So back! We're here in Tampa. We're at some kind of protest. They're mad about a lot of things. Oh my God! We're so back!
Yeah, I'm mad.
Let's just get on with the video.
I'm mad. Come on, guys. We gotta get mad. Oh, that you can't do that. You killed me when you did that.
Okay, well, that's not a first. I do think that's rude. They're all about hate will not win. Hate will not win. They're talking about,
Well,
being
if I was her
anti-hate.
bodyguard,
Everyone
I would
loves everyone here.
body
A man
slam.
just, not a man, I'm sorry, a boy came up and dumped water on me. Promptly ejected by my security. So if you want to donate to my Patreon to help fund my security, because we are back, we are in full force with security. I will not go anywhere without them again to pay him. And Caitlin Bennett shits her pants. That's why she has a mask on.
No. Sit back in history. Everybody's shitting their pants at least once. Here's my story. So, middle of a deployment in Iraq. And, everybody, wake up at in the middle of sleep with strong abdominal pain. Like, oh man, maybe I got a shit. Bro, I'm running to that toilet because it's on the other fucking side. And I get in there and it's like, oh fuck, almost all the stalls are full. The fuck's going on? And I'm like, oh man, I just fucking shit my brains out, right? And I'm going back to, where my room's at. And then the aid station. It's got a lot of people, and they're all holding their stomachs. I'm like, oh, fuck me. Something just happened. Fast forward, entire fob got food poisoning, dysentery, and shit like that. And fast forward 3 or 4 days, I'm in my pharmacy connex talking to the preventive med guy. And I'm thinking, I'm good. I haven't, had diarrhea. I haven't shit in a while. Not watery. And I'm like, oh man, I really got to fart. Yup. You guessed it. In my defense, I had food poisoning. And she was drunk. Kind of the same thing, right? Come on.
What's wrong?
You just smell so bad.
Is that why you have the mask on?
I mean, it's definitely helping.
Right there.
It's helping, right? So that might be your own breath that you're smelling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
True.
It might be your own breath under that mask. So, what are you so mad about?
That you're here trying to pretend like you're one of us.
I am one of you.
You're human.
I believe we are all human.
You're like a really bad person.
And I also believe that unborn children are human too,
There
and
you
we
go.
were all human at conception.
No, we're not humans at conception.
What are we?
Zygotes.
What kind of zygotes?
Eventually, they will become human.
But what are we at conception? We're zygotes. What kind of zygotes?
We're a cluster of cells, motherfucker.
What kind of cells? What kind of cells are we?
You know, you're just a bad person.
Wow.
I'm just asking you, what kind of cells are we?
Nice bodyguard.
Well, since you aren't getting it, we are human. Those are human cells. Human cells with human DNA. 46 chromosomes. The zygote is created from 2 human parents, so that makes it a human.
That doesn't guarantee viability.
And we're not
They've
talking
got
about
a
viability,
swastika
ma'am.
with a, slash it. No Nazis. But what they're doing right now is they're preventing her from doing it, for, talking to people and telling them the truth by stifling her truth. All of her truth is they all are human. She's right. What's up, DJ Fruit Loop?
We're talking about if that person is a human, and it is.
It's not a human.
Then what is it? You haven't answered my question. I've got a fan base started here, everybody. Okay, this is awesome. These are my personal fans right here. Hello. She says silence equals death. What does that mean?
That staying quiet isn't going to protect you.
Okay, what are you and who's gonna die?
People are dying, bitch. Get out of here.
Yeah, from abortion. They are dying from abortion. That's a good point. It's ironic that you have a silence equals death poster, yet you have a shirt that says free legal abortions for everyone.
Yeah.
That's very ironic.
It's not if you actually know what the fuck you're talking about.
I've asked you a lot of questions about what you're talking about, and you haven't answered me.
You're not asking me a single question in good faith.
What kind of zygote is in a woman's womb?
Oh my God, you smell like shit. Get the fuck out of my face.
It's her mask. She has a mask on. She's smelling her own breath. I feel so bad for her. All right, we're gonna move on. Mexicans ain't going any. MAGA, that's funny.
MAGA.
That's a good one. I like that. How'd you come up with that?
MAGA.
I'm not gonna tell you. You can go poop your pants somewhere else.
Shut up,
Bye,
MAGA.
Queen.
You want to be around me?
No.
Then leave. You don't have to be around me.
Bye. Bye.
I'm sorry.
Get out of here.
Don't you respect women? I'm a woman here at this march, and women's rights are under attack.
We're not asking you to leave because you're a woman. We're asking you to leave because you're a fucking asshole. Now go.
Why am I an asshole?
You know why you're an asshole.
No, I don't. What don't you like about me?
my fucking breath.
Okay. You are shouting my name and making chants about me and following me, and you're not going to waste your breath on me.
Right.
They just don't like my beautiful short. Mexicans ain't going anywhere. I think this is funny because it's not just Mexicans being deported. Like they think it's a little racist, isn't it, to say like purely Mexicans are being deported. That's not what's happening. There's a lot of El Salvadorian gangs that are also being deported.
Go ahead.
She called me a queen.
There's some things that I like about what he's doing.
There's some things you like what?
That I like about what he's doing.
Disengage with her.
Oh, okay.
She's one of those.
What does that mean? I'm one of those. Is that racist or something? Because I'm white? She said I'm one of those. You know my microphones? Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me?
She's trying to talk to me and you're being really rude. It's really loud. You're hurting her. You're hurting her ears though. Okay, thank you. Please don't follow her because she doesn't want you to follow her. Okay? I don't. She keeps following me around with that. It's rude, and it's hurting my ears.
Let me give it just a minute. Sweetie,
Shit, hold on.
she's actually with Occupy Democrats, but she's on our side. Give it just a minute.
Okay,
Look at
thank
this
you.
lady's
Please
hair.
don't follow her because she doesn't want you to follow her.
Look at her hair.
Okay?
Oh.
I don't. She
Are you
keeps
Jamaican?
following me
You
around
lost
with
the
that.
party?
It's rude.
Odd, because
And it's
she
hurting
doesn't
my
feel-
ears.
Here, let me give it just a minute, sweetie. She's actually with Occupy Democrats, which is on our side.
I promise you she's opposition.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
That's okay.
It's just it's hurting my ears.
She's convinced you with the opposition, so it's all okay.
Crazy.
Assuming you are who you say you are, and I believe that you are, I'm sorry that she's doubting.
Yeah, if you want to like put in a good word for me and ask her to stop,
I've tried.
That would be great. I
Amen.
appreciate you. Can I ask why people are wearing masks?
Ooh,
Is it like
orange
an identity thing?
Well, for me, it's health, germs, disease.
Is it to protect your identity? If she won't stop following me, I'm just gonna stay right in the middle to where everyone's gonna get really angry with her and then they'll ask her to leave.
Do it.
Present with your badge.
On private.
Private law enforcement.
Huh?
Private law enforcement. What are you doing here?
No, private investigator, bodyguard, security company, I have it all.
Do you
My
think
man.
he's ICE?
I don't trust him as far as I can spit.
Should we be warning people?
I mean, he's pretty much showing his hand here.
Yeah, what is he doing
If people
here?
trust him, they're crazy.
The bodyguard?
You are documenting for some nefarious reason. I don't care.
Yeah, who is he?
What?
The guy with the camera, who is he?
I thought she was talking about
I
me.
don't know, but he and he are together. He
Yeah,
needs
they're
a bodyguard.
definitely together.
Yeah, there's some issue going on with these guys.
Do you think maybe this?
Yeah.
Never be defeated.
Don't touch me. I'm not touching you. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Oh.
Don't touch me. Don't touch
You're
me.
being asked about
Oh God, that's mine.
you fucking shitty bitch. You.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Is the brain damage from shitting your pants relating to your vote for Donald Trump?
I can't hear you.
You don't get
Oh,
brain
I'm sorry
damage.
about that. Maybe you need some earphones.
Are you making fun of people who are disabled who need hearing aids?
No, I'm making fun of Trump supporters. Immigrants are welcome here, no hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here, no hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here, no hate.
Well, what's the feelings? They're not going to get federal funding for anything yet.
They look exactly how I expected them to look. I have missed this so much, guys. I'm so happy I'm here. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me. We are going to keep doing this. We're not going to let these people come out here and spread propaganda. Illegal immigrants deserve to be deported.
Immigrants are welcome here, no hate.
Legal immigrants
I don't
are
believe in
welcome here.
Nazism, so thank you. Please let me move freely through my country.
Immigrants are welcome
I'm
here,
here
no hate.
legally, so I'm going to move freely through my country.
Are you that girl who was the whole come and take it thing with a gun? Is that you? Because you
Yeah.
look a lot like.
Do you think she's pretty?
I'm sorry?
Do you think she's pretty?
I think she's a cunt, but a pretty cunt.
She's what?
She's a cunt.
Oh, why do you think she's a cunt?
Oh, she just is.
But you said pretty
What
cunt.
examples do you have?
I'm sorry?
What examples do you have?
Well, she walks around with a gun saying, come and take it. Who would
Well, then I guess I'm not her because I'm not walking around with a gun.
You look a lot like her. And I'm wondering why this guy and this guy are here. Who are you from? Oh, you're not actually a cop.
Where's
You're
you
private
from?
security. All right. We don't have to take you seriously at all then. So it is you. You're a cop.
Why?
Put your hands on it if you don't take it seriously.
What?
I'm a state licensed officer.
I really can't hear you.
Why am I a cunt?
Because you're lying. You come here saying, "I'm with Occupy Democrats." No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You really
I'm
not.
occupying the Democrat space.
What a absolutely. Well, you go on your little way, and remember, you're not on the right side of history.
Okay. You know what? Deported.
This is what democracy looks like.
Trump did win the popular vote, guys.
That's democracy.
Yeah, Trump did win the popular vote, and he won overwhelmingly with a lot of demographics, and a lot of demographics voted for him more than they did back in 2016. So this is what democracy looks like. We voted for people to be deported who are not supposed to be here. This is what democracy looks like. Trump is following through on his promises, and we are so thankful. This is what we voted for through democracy. Are you an immigrant? He's been following me for a while.
That's a Soros big guy. That's a Soros guy.
Come on, get into it.
Immigrants are welcome here, just like
Legal immigrants
are welcome here.
Everybody is welcome here.
Even illegal immigrants?
Everybody. Did I stutter?
Even pedophiles?
Everybody is welcome in my America.
Even
Oh, it's
racist?
not just yours. People voted for Trump. People voted for Trump.
It's not anyone else's fault that you're racist, homophobic, all of the phobics.
How am I racist?
All of the phobic?
Can you give me proof?
Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No
Don't do that to her. She's in a wheelchair. These people are really rude to disabled people. Get it, girl?
Racist, sexist,
Let's hype her up.
Go away. Racist, sexist.
He's got to do that.
Don't you have... Never mind.
Go away.
What the fuck is that?
This guy.
Dude, look at this fucking thing right here. On the left. Holy fuck, this dude's so goddamn confused. Like, his tits are actually tits. Like, he's that fucking fat. Those are real tits. I don't know who this guy is. I bet you he's an operative.
Go away. Racist, sexist.
He got paid to be there.
This guy thinks he's going swimming. Do you really like to stand close to women who are beautiful?
Yep.
I'm married to a guy.
You're more into guys?
I'm married to one. No.
Oh. Is that why you're near my bodyguard?
Yeah. Yep.
This is my
The smile on
private
his
security. Juan. He is
Juan?
following me everywhere. Juan, you're doing a good job. If you want to
I
go to
bet he's gonna people.
patreon.com/Caitlin Bennett to support, he's documented.
Don't wear that shirt. Don't wear that shirt.
You don't.
Why not?
She told me not to wear this shirt. Does she not
That's
believe
weird.
we are all human? Hi, Juan. These are my two security guards. Juan. What was that chant? What was that chant? I missed it.
My body, my choice.
Oh my body. Okay, was this
One of the important ones.
Don't talk to her.
She's a troll. Please.
I thought we're anti-deportation.
We. Our democracy is being destroyed.
But you just told me to leave. I'm here with my free speech. Juan!
Bodyguard back.
What are you doing? Why?
Fuck you.
All right.
Again. Yeah. Twice actually. Fuck you.
I don't consent.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
she's
like
so
that.
intelligent.
You dumb. Fuck you.
Yo, she has a good argument.
Racist, pedophile. That's what the fuck you support. You're inhumane. You're inhumane.
Did she just call a
Yeah.
racist pedophile?
You're a bitch. You're a
It's not nice.
A racist pedophile? I don't think she understands what the word pedophile means, and I honestly believe she doesn't. I really don't. And I'm just saying, I don't think she's that fucking smart to understand the difference.
Dave didn't do anything.
Okay.
Why are you so mad?
Shut the fuck up talking to me.
Mad.
All right.
I'm not mad.
Why are you mad? Why are you here?
It's
I think it's
America.
fun.
It's fun. Yeah, we think it's fun too.
I make money off of recording you guys.
Fucking you. That's great.
I just want to let you know. Fuck you, bitch. Yes, bitch. Yes, bitch.
Stupid asshole.
Hey, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
Juan.
How many kids do you think those girls are gonna have without fathers? Especially the one that keeps saying, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. I guarantee you, give her like 6-7 more months, she's gonna be pregnant.
You don't condone this, do you?
Yes, she is.
See, that's a good thing about Juan. He blends right in. So he's good. Keep him on your team, Dave.
Trump will be dead by then.
You just said? What did you say then? Did I hear someone wrong?
Got here, she can say whatever the fuck she wants. Bye.
What are you gonna do about it?
You know what?
This is my land.
What you wanna do?
This is my land.
What you wanna do?
This is my land.
This is my land. I was born here.
My land.
I was born here.
Me too.
This is my shit.
Mine too.
Oh, that's cool. This lady, like, I totally want to fight for her cause, because if I get to yell at people and just for no reason call them dumb bitch, which I kind of do anyway. I mean, is she getting paid by Big George? Because if you want to pay me a couple $100 to be an agitator like that, oh, well, I'm going to be an agitator. Oh yeah, just not the kind they want. So George, yeah, I got you, bro. You need one? I don't come cheap though, but I got you.
Mine too.
You know what? I'm really sad that I talked to you because evidently you're a troll.
No, I'm a human being.
Or her twin husband, one of the two. One or the other, one or the other.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Your twink husband or your bear bodyguard. You guys are a cute little polycule, right?
Thank you. Don't you guys support that?
I don't care what people do, but I.
Okay, then why do you
Are you
care?
mad at
I
Twister
don't
Bigger?
care.
I mean,
Are you
deal?
trying to kink shame? You're kink shaming. Don't kink shame, okay?
Listening.
Loosen up, man. What's wrong with you, man? It's like, fuck, dude. Loosen up.
Is he intimidating you?
Why would it?
Then just leave him alone.
I wonder why you got this dick so far up.
He doesn't intimidate.
He might
Bump
be an
into
ICE
him.
agent.
Bump
I'm a
into
MAGA
him.
guy. I'm just kind of checking it out.
Are you MAGA? Yeah.
I'm MAGA. I'm just checking it out.
What do you think about
I got
it?
a nice sign. What do I think about it? I think that these people are out of their minds. I mean, I could never do it. They want us young men to go out and work so they can sit on their ass and come to protests at 3 p.m. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Get a job.
Yeah, right? Like, why aren't these people working?
Figure it out.
This is Juan. He's part of my production team. This is Juan. Yes, he is. He's following me everywhere. He's definitely with me. What do I hate?
You're a little person.
What? What?
Don't engage.
This is Juan. He's my bodyguard.
Whoa, so he jumped down to intimidate the old lady?
No, that's his
okay,
son.
though?
Yeah, they look a little different, but
That was pretty intimidating, that old lady.
Wait, you are? So watch that.
I'm not a reporter.
Okay, then why are you going around saying that you are?
I'm not saying I'm a reporter.
You're not saying that. So
What am I saying?
That you're a reporter.
No, I'm not.
No, you're
I have not said that one time.
Okay. What I'm not
Believe women.
Believe women. That's cute. That's really cute. That's really like clickbaity. My thing is
It's
that
on
you're
your shirt,
washed up.
retard.
You know that you're no longer a spokesperson for MAGA. I've talked to other people that are actual spokespeople for MAGA. I know how to walk
Like
across
who?
the aisle and have conversations. When you're running,
So why is it?
She's talked to other people that are MAGA and they say that she's not MAGA. Well, I've talked to other black people who say there's only two genders. So that makes it right, because it is right. What the fuck?
Why is it your people here are throwing water on me, trying to hurt my security guard, block our camera? They don't have real conversations.
Why? Why are they doing that? Because they're obviously angry and they know that you're not trying to have a real conversation. If you were trying to have a real conversation and you walked up instead of trying to get clickbait articles, then maybe they would.
I don't make articles, dude.
You make videos. You make videos.
I don't make articles. I'm not a journalist. I'm a YouTuber.
You make videos, like I just said.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's irregardless.
Great.
I cannot control anyone else but myself, and I'm controlling myself. Am I throwing water on you? Am I throwing water on you?
Thank you for restraining yourself.
I just wanted to know why it is that you always come into my lives and call me a bitch.
Hear you.
I said I would like to know why you always come into my life specifically and call me a bitch.
I don't know
Actually,
you.
You do. You do.
Okay. Who are
Oh.
you?
It doesn't matter.
exactly.
Okay, so I call you a bitch, but you won't tell me who you are?
Because you always have to come into my lives and start screaming your MAGA bullshit.
Shut up, bitch.
I don't.
Feel
Who
better?
are you?
Right.
Do you think people with criminal records should be deported?
I think they should be jailed and the justice system should deal with them. However the justice system works is how it works.
So you do support what
Yeah,
Trump's
but we're
doing?
not having an interview right now, Caitlin.
Dude,
We're
I
hanging
can't get
out.
over that
We're supposed
overload.
to be friends. Do you interview all your
We
friends?
are, yes.
You interview all your friends? I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
So you do
No,
support
I don't
Trump?
think that's even a real person. There's no way. It's the fucking Predator, guys. It's the motherfucking Predator in real life.
So you do support.
Somebody get Arnold. Somebody get Arnold. God damn it. We found him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Oh.
So which one's your favorite bodyguard?
Yeah, you guys are
Which
peaceful.
one's your favorite bodyguard?
Where is he? Where is he at?
That's not a good bodyguard.
Oh my God, you again? Can you show me what Elon Musk did?
Don't give her more views.
Can you?
Oh yeah, just ignore her. Just ignore her. Bye bye.
Don't give her
Bye
more
bye.
Anytime we get asked to say cool. You know, I would wait for her fucking phone to hit my microphone and then smash it.
Dumbass, stupid ass bitch.
Oh my God!
Oh my
You're
God,
rallying
she
your best out here. I have to tell you. You're
She
what?
fucking owned Caitlyn Bennett right there, guys. She fucking owned her. Oh my God. How? She should just quit. Caitlyn Bennett should just quit right now. She got totally owned. That's it. Her career's done. She can't come back from that, guys. Rip Caitlyn Bennett's career.
Who beat Pence? Who beat Pence? Who beat Pence? Who beat Pence? Shoot Pence! Shoot Pence! Do it again! Do it again!
Is that your king?
Is that why
I
you're
was gonna
wearing
say that
black?
earlier, but I totally forgot about it because this stupid bitch started cussing.
Excuse me?
Is that your king?
Yeah, it is. Do you want to join?
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
Yes.
You like that, don't you?
She's coming on to me.
That's nasty. I don't got parents.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Is that your brain falling down? So you got a Packer
Look at
feet?
her hair. Look at my hair. What about my hair?
Is it real?
What about it? What about it?
Is it
What
real?
about it? What about it?
Is it real?
What about it? What about it?
Is it real?
What about it? What about it?
Is
What
it
about
real?
I don't like it. I don't give
Is
a
it real?
what you like. You seem upset. I don't.
How much of that hair is real? That's what I want to know. How much of it's real? Just answer me that question. Like if I tug on it, will it come out? Just curious.
Okay.
Next. Look, look, look. She's not gonna touch her.
I wear flip-flops everywhere I go.
Actual president is fuck immigrants, but you need us to make money.
No, I
you
don't.
come here to make money, bitch. You're making money off
Do
of
you
us
understand
right
the
now.
difference between legal?
So you're illegal. So she's coming there to film you to get money. That's what you just said. Dude, that's not a woman. Holy fuck. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Department of Education for you.
Legal and illegal. Do you get that?
Do you understand that?
Do you get
understand that?
Do you? What? What is illegal? What?
Touch her.
What is illegal?
You're such a big girl, touch her.
What's the difference?
Touch her.
Why are you here?
You're
Why are
thug,
illegal
you're
immigrants
gangster, touch her.
here? Why are illegal here? Why are criminal
Stop
aliens
getting loud,
here?
you know.
You can't answer a single question. You can't answer a single question. All you do is
Yo, I always
speak.
think people
All
with
you know how to
bright
do is
purple
be
hair are
honest.
completely professional.
You can't answer a single question. All you know how.
That's the other MAGA dude. That's supposedly the other MAGA dude from earlier. Told you he was trolling.
How to do is be violent. You can't answer a single question.
Yo me boricua, baby, pa' que lo sepa. boricua hasta la muerte. Hasta la muerte. Hasta la muerte soy boricua.
Someone's throwing.
Okay.
Someone's
Cute. Cute. Hey, lady, I do have a question. When you were born, are you an American citizen? Better yet, rewind. You look like you may have been born in Puerto Rico. So that would make you an American citizen. So we're not making money off of you for being a immigrant. So yeah. I mean, I can go to Guam and be like, if I had a kid born in Guam, they would still be an American. If I had a kid that was born in Germany on American soil, makes them an American. But they also, I don't get it. You'd think they'd be smart enough. And that's how you know they have no real fucking train of thought. If they knew anything, they would know this. And they're so animated because they're on camera. You can't expect anybody to want to, levitate to your side and weigh your belief if you constantly yell. I mean, why can't you just talk like this? I don't agree with it, you're being fucking retarded. But that's okay because 2/3 of the country knows it's true. 2/3. And I think out of that 1/3, half of that know it's true and they just don't want to, be canceled.
Just read a history.
Waving the Puerto Rican flag up, waving the
Just read a
flag.
history book. Study World War II. Democracy is fragile, and people standing up together is really
You see that guy?
They can't be fucking guns, 5-11.
Not yelling.
They kill people, but it takes people to do that. So people together fight wars, and we will stand up.
My girl.
You think you're funny?
I'm not listening to you. I know you want my
I'm
attention.
saying study the history books. You didn't listen.
Study what history books, bro? What history books? You want to go back to where my history books, we were all one at one point. We were just tribes, but we all worked together in unison.
In school. You didn't listen in school.
Don't worry
but you
about
can
it.
study the history
Trump
books.
is getting rid of the Department of Education. It'll be okay.
For that reason.
Boricua, pa que lo sepa, puñeta. My thing is that I even tried to support immigrants, but the United States of America was founded by immigrants. That makes no sense.
We were founded by calm down.
Yeah, that they weren't immigrants, they were settlers. I get it, yeah, the Native Americans own the land, but did they? Did they?
Okay, let me
Don't forget the land of the giants.
Let me answer. Let me answer. She wants me to answer her.
I'm gonna talk what you want.
We were not founded by immigrants. We were founded by settlers. There is a difference. We were not founded by immigrants. We were founded by settlers who came here and colonized this land.
Yo, this is mental illness, 100%, man.
She's trying to dress up like an ally, but she's trying to get people to say stupid shit.
So if you want to support me and my bodyguard Juan here, you can go to patreon.com/Caitlin Bennett. I've got to pay Juan. He doesn't get paid enough. And so I've got to pay him more. Go to patreon.com/Caitlin Bennett. You did amazing today. I'm so proud of you. You did not take your eyes off of me, Juan.
If you're for everybody here, if you're
Don't touch my stuff. Do not touch my stuff.
Why do you have a security card with you?
Because you're touching my
You just
stuff.
touched your
I don't want to
microphone.
be.
Do not touch my stuff.
Well, then.
Slam that
I'm
phone
not going to
down.
talk to you without recording what you're saying to
Okay,
me.
but if you're all
Stop.
human, why do you have to have a security guard here?
Because you people don't regard conservatives and Trump supporters as humans, and you throw and you pour water on me, and you harass
Why
me.
don't you wear a Trump shirt if you're so proud of it?
So this one is pink for all the unborn children that you guys like to dehumanize.
What do you mean it's
You
Trump?
like to dehumanize women.
What she has on her shirt is a fact. Why does she argue the shirt? The shirt is a fact. That's crazy.
By not giving them a choice over their own bodies.
I know you think that, but
Like
no,
selective
I
service?
know that.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done. I just wonder why you have to have a security
I see you checking him out.
Oh, you just
Oh,
took a-
I saw you looking him up and down.
Yeah, you're recording him.
All right, you're out of the age range. Dance if you want to deport illegals.
Nope, she just kicked a leg. That's a little
I do
big.
think it's interesting. They're building a little wall around me.
Oh,
So this entire trip, anti-deportation liberals have been building a wall around me and trying to keep me out of their spaces, trying to keep me away from engaging with other.
oh my God. Well, that was fun. You know, kind of like the old Fridays when I used to call my Fridays in the Army like, hey, listen, fuck it Fridays. Fuck it Fridays. Because you know what? Fuck it. So, that was more of today. I know, honestly, there was some serious stuff in the very beginning. Not to say that these street interviews aren't serious, but this is just what to show you, like, what they say the conservatives done on January 6th is bad. It's bad. Because of an insurrection. Why, by the way, nobody was charged with insurrection, so it wasn't really an insurrection. It was just a bunch of people trespassing. That's my thoughts on that. But I get it. People can be what they want to be. But you have to be in general reality. Oh, Antifa will be back. I mean, that dude, Juan, was probably Antifa. Corey Lemley. Look up Corey Lemley. I doxed the fuck out of him because he threatened me. Threatened my life, threatened my family. I doxed the fuck out of Corey. And Corey left me alone after that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children that are 18 and above. Funny story, one of my videos got put as 18 above because it might have been for sexualizing minors. No video I put out sexualizes minors. So that was a little weird. So probably expect a strike to come up. Because that's just the way it works for me. I'll win it again. If not, got Rumble, got Twitter, X. I'm just telling y'all how to think. You guys saw what I saw. You heard what I said. You heard what they said. And now it's your choice to make your own opinion. And if you don't like mine, I don't fucking care. Because you know what? That's what. That's what. So I could either end it like I normally do, or I can sit here and just be silent, you know, and read the chats, even the chat goes really slow, but I'm not going to do that, because that's just fucking stupid, and I don't know. Oh, I'm still here. I'm still here. But yeah. You guys should tune into my show. Just kidding. But really. But other than that, enjoy your real life drama. This shit. LARPing.